Yo, what's up, video game lover? What's going on? What's going on? I need to have like a little startup screen before I go live. I feel like, cause I'll go live, but it'll take like a minute or two for like everyone to actually get in here. Was I still sorry? I was in my phone. My bad. Yo, what's up, Crusader? What's going on, dude? So later to guys on Twitch, I feel like I want to stream some single player games today. So that's probably what I'll be doing. I gotta finish Valkyria Chronicles 4. Um, I also still gotta finish Octopath and the Golden Country the Torna DLC. But those latter two, I don't really see those as really fun stream games to watch. So I'll probably stream some Valkyria Chronicles. Is probably what I'll do. Yeah. What about the Grinch leak? I did a video about it, dude. If you want to catch that. Well, I'm kind of the wrong person to ask that question, Somi, because I mean, don't get me wrong. Of course, I enjoy a great story in an RPG, and I want an RPG to have a great story. But when it comes to games like that, for me, I'm mostly interested in the game for what I can do with my party, as far as like party customization goes, class systems, equipment, stuff like that. I like to have my own like custom build of a party or characters type deal. So it depends on by interesting if you mean the story or if you mean the gameplay. Because for me, the game is always interesting from a gameplay perspective. As far as story goes, honestly, the only story I like or are interested in are Therions and Primroses. The rest are just kind of you know. Did I Photoshop the Little Mike picture about Isaac? I mean, did I Photoshop that? Why would I Photoshop that? What? Or did you mean a type? Did I see that? I did see that. I didn't really understand what was trying to be said. I mean, I did, but I didn't. I don't know. It's hard to explain. You mean gameplay? Oh yeah. The gameplay gets way more interesting the further you go because you unlock the subclasses and then you have like the advanced classes and stuff like that. Yeah, for sure. You can mix and match abilities from different classes, things of that nature. Dude, I completely forgot about that video. Oh, those things take a while to make. Did John say something that I missed? Something about the roster or something like that? No, I don't have Red Dead. Still broke, guys. The good news is I got a call today about a potential job opportunity, so hopefully that works out pretty well. We'll see what happens. Now, like Octopath, I still enjoy, and I still think it's a good game. Admittedly, though, it's not as good as I thought it would be. Like I thought that game was just gonna be like tantalizing and oh I can't put this game down. Nah, it wasn't that good. Not to that degree, but I still think it was good. I thought the game was gonna be like a 9 out of 10. It's more like an 8, a solid 8. Shook about to be a stripper. Yo man, I'm sure I could hit that corner and do pretty good. I mean, the perfect Switch lineup for me is basically what we know is coming out next year. We have Pokemon, Fire Emblem, Bayonetta 3. We have Animal Crossing. We should have Metroid Prime 4. I mean, it doesn't really get better than that, and that's not including some third party things like Trash Returns and a couple of other things. I'm gonna get on console. Ever watched the Steve Boko show? Yeah, of course. No, Ridley's not gonna be my main and ultimate. Prime 4, man. Oh my god, like y'all might see me have an Etika moment once they like finally show footage of that game. I might, I might scream, man, because y'all know I love Metroid. Y'all know I love the Prime series, especially. Like, I don't think I'm ready for Prime 4. I'm not ready, man. Yeah, man, of course, yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna be playing with my subs in Ultimate. If they have Ethernet adapters. If they have Ethernet adapters. I've been telling everyone in my Twitch that if you guys don't frequent my Twitch, I will not be playing you in Ultimate if you do not have an Ethernet adapter. I'm sorry, like I'm not going through that Smash 4 bullshit again. Final thoughts on the Grinch leak? I don't know why I keep saying link. Just because I think about Smash. I don't know, man. My thoughts really haven't changed since my video. It's just kind of the same. Honestly, things at a point where it could go either way. Honestly. Yo, what's up, Alex? I should probably put in my Discord also and whatnot that I am live. So that is something I do not do. Let me totally go do that. Would I feel bad for Sakurai if, yeah, I mean, you know, because as a developer, it's exciting to know that you have something that you can excite your fans with, and to have that spoiled does kind of suck, yeah. I'd feel a little bad about it. Oh, let me tweet out the stream real fast. Because I don't think live streams get set automatically to Twitter, do they? Nah. Okay. Of course I'd be broken if I was an Ultimate dude. I'd be the perfect character. There's no weaknesses. Oh, I was about to tell you to do the Nightbot command, exclamation Discord, but I forgot we're on YouTube right now. Let me see. I'll get that invite. Surprised I still got people who ain't in there, man. I've been pushing it for a while now. That's on the the PlayStation Classic. Yeah, let's talk about that. I don't know, man. I think that lineup is pretty freaking mediocre, man. Like, it's weird to have no Crash and Spyro on there, but I'm assuming it's that way because we just got the Insane Trilogy and, you know, we have the Spyro remaster coming out. Excuse me. But, yeah, I don't know. That lineup is pretty yikes. There's Metal Gear, there's, I think, Resident Evil on there, and, like, I don't know, man, that's kind of it. Like, that PlayStation Classic lineup is a little weak sauce, I feel like once Nintendo inevitably announces the 64 Classic, I think is really just gonna pale the PlayStation Classic in comparison. Yeah, man, the lineup's got me yawning talking about it, dude. Yo, what's up, Briggs? Yeah, there's Final Fantasy 7, which is cool. Final Fantasy 7, there's Metal Gear. I don't know, like, it just doesn't have all the big hitters I thought it would have. I'm definitely more hyped for Prime 4 than Smash. Because although I'm super excited for Smash, of course, and I'm hyped for Smash, there is that lingering fear in the back of my mind, like, oh man, what if it's not as good as I want it to be, you know, type deal. And I am still concerned about the hit stun in that game. The hit stun just looks really low. The combo game is looking a little weak right now. So that kind of keeps me from being more excited for that than Prime 4, as to where I have no worries about Prime 4. Like, I know Prime 4 is going to be an amazing game. The only thing I'm worried, well, not even necessarily a worry, but like a want for Prime 4, for me, is just multiplayer. I just want them to bring the Metroid Prime Hunters multiplayer back into Prime 4, and it's a done deal, man. It's a done deal. That would be the perfect Metroid game for me. Which leak said Master Chief was the final DLC for Ultimate? Whichever leak said that, that's fake. That's fake as hell, dude. That is fake as hell. Master Chief is not getting into fucking Smash. There's no fucking way. Yeah, no Gran Turismo or Wipeout. I don't know, it just, half of those games on that list, I was like, what even is that? Like, I have no idea what this shit is. Yo, what's up, Frantic? some concept art for Prime Forest leaked? Yo, link that. I want to see that. Yo, Capture Cole, what's up, homie? Would rather see Doom Guy than Master Chief. Honestly, yeah. I mean, I don't really think Doom Guy fits either, but at least Doom Guy's been on a Nintendo console, you know? No, I'm not hyped for the fucking Grinch movie, dude. The PlayStation Classic list, which is pretty bad. Yeah, I saw the 2B trailer. Which kind of sucks for everyone who spent all that time making 2B and Soul Calibur 6 only to have her officially announced and it'd be an official character. It's kind of funny, actually, though. Prime 4 is not going to have subpar graphics, man. Like, it's just not. It's a Metroid game. Every Metroid game has always been a good-looking game. No, Federation Force does not exist, nor does it count. Federation Force was not a Metroid game. That was just some game. As a matter of fact, that game started off development as not even a Metroid game. They just kind of slapped the Metroid, you know, the Metroid name onto it. Kind of like how they did with Star Fox Adventures. That was originally supposed to be, you know, Dinosaur Planet or some shit like that. Genius of Battle. I don't know. The way I feel about Metroid Fusion is it confuses me sometimes, not in a bad way, but when it comes to determining which 2D Metroid was the best, I always struggle and tug between Metroid Fusion and Super Metroid. But I always kind of give the edge to Super Metroid because Super Metroid was more impressive for its time. And it was also revolutionary as to where Fusion was not. Fusion was an amazing ass game. But I guess Super Metroid had the benefit of being a pioneer. You know what I mean? Of that genre, the series and genre, you know? Honestly, in my opinion, I felt that Prime 2 was the weakest of the Prime series. Honestly. I could understand why people would say 3, though, because 3 wasn't as challenging. You know, it wasn't as hardcore, I guess you could say. So from a gameplay standpoint, I can understand why people would say that. But just so far as, like, impressive factor goes for me, I felt like the 2 was the least impressive. And also, speaking of Fusion, this is something I always say. I would love a Prime-styled remake of Fusion. Holy hell, guys. Imagine that. Isn't that the best idea you guys have ever heard? Like, imagine playing a HD remake of Fusion in first person. That would be the craziest. That would be one of the craziest games ever made. Oh my god, like that. If anyone were to ask me what would be your one ideal game that you would want made, that's the game for me. Is a first-person Metroid Fusion. Oh my god. Oh my god. I can't even imagine. I couldn't imagine how impressive and terrifying that would fucking be. That'd be the perfect fucking game. I mean, Dark Samus she's an Echo, so she's really not taking up a slot, so there really is no need to have to switch her out. Yeah, I heard about what happened to Etika. Super Mario RPG versus the Thousand Year Door. Okay, so this is where I'm going to lose a lot of supporters. I have yet to play Thousand Year Door. I have not played that. I mean, I think I've played it like once or twice, like over a friend's house, something like that. But as far as like me owning that game and playing it, no, I haven't played it like that. I haven't played it. So I'd have to go with Super Mario RPG because Super Mario RPG, I've played and beaten like 20 fucking times. So, yeah. Yeah, I know I need to play it. Henry said that. So. I know I need to. Yeah, I never played Thousand Year Door. Matter of fact, the first Paper Mario game I played was actually on the Wii. So yeah, which was Super Paper Mario, and then I went back and played the first one. Or not the first one, okay, Thousand Year Door was on GameCube. Right? I played the one on the N64. And then I played motherfucking Sticker Star, which was the beginning of the bullshit. Yo, what's up, Mark? And then, you know, the Color Splash, wasn't even interested. Didn't even touch it. Guys, Sakurai didn't pass away. They're trolls. Ignore the trolls. Although that wouldn't surprise me if that did randomly happen. Not to like joke about that or anything, but that guy works himself so hard, I would not be surprised. Yeah, exactly, dude. SAX and first person in HD, like, oh my god, dude, that would be amazing. Yeah, yeah. Apparently, Super Paper Mario was the beginning of it, but given that that was my first one I played, I actually thought it was like decent for what it was. And I understood what the Paper Mario games were before I played that one, so I knew it was different and whatnot. But I still thought it was solid for what it was. I still thought it was a solid game in its own right. As to where it was Sticker Star, I can't even say it was a solid game in its own right. I mean, what kind of RPG makes it to where fighting people isn't beneficial? Like, it's actually ideal that you just never fight in that game. Just try to get straight to the boss fights, and that's it. Like, it's actually just dumb. People think Iron Man can not only damage Saitama, but also kill him. No, I don't agree with that. No. I don't agree with that at all. Saitama beat a planet-busting enemy without breaking a sweat. Like, without going easy on him. Like, no. No, no fucking way. They were potato wedges, man. The freaking characters look like fucking humanoid potato wedges. Fuck that game. Unless there's some like non-canon Iron Man that I don't know of or something like that, you know, some obscure, because you know there's always some ridiculous version of every character. Like, oh, in this album, Black Panther was a god and he one-shot Thanos. You know, not including that type of bullshit as side stories and stuff like that. No, no. Twerking with a chopper. What the fuck is that? Yeah, I appreciate that, Adam. Sakurai did not die, people. Ignore the trolls. The gym's been like I said, I went on vacation a few weeks ago and I was out for like maybe a week and a half. I just went there last night. Gym's going good, but I haven't been as consistent as I need to be. Like what I used to do was I used to do like upper body, lower body cardio. Is what I used to do, and then I would go back to upper body. So like say on Monday I do upper body, on Tuesday I'll do lower body, Wednesday cardio, and then Thursday I'm back at upper body. I've been slacking on my cardio, man, and largely my lower body. Like I need to start getting on my abs again. I've skipped a few leg days, which I know is like forbidden. You're not supposed to do that, but I'm gonna get back on it. I'm gonna get back on it. Avengers 4 is going to end with Captain America dying. Possibly also Iron Man, but at least one of them for sure is going to die. Yo, blue tint. Blue tint. That sounds familiar. What is that a reference to? Blue tint. Wasn't that about someone saying a multi-plat of a game looked better than another one because of blue tint or something like that? That reference sounds like super familiar. No, I actually don't have a fresh cut. No. I didn't get a haircut. It's been 2 weeks since I got a haircut. I just cut my own hair. Oh yeah, Mrs. Spaghetti. Mrs. Spaghetti. Oh yeah. Dude, I miss Spaghetti, man. That man was a legend. He was the greatest YouTuber. We didn't deserve him. Ever saw pics of Doug the Pug? Yeah, of course. Like I'm in Discord with Jack Move. That's all Jack Move posts is pictures of Doug the Pug. What do you think a Metroid game on 64 would be like if Prime never happened? That's a good question. I mean, it could have very well been just like Prime, especially, you know, since the N64 only had one stick. It would have made more sense to have the lock-on system for the N64 than the GameCube. I actually really don't think it'd be that different, now that I think about it. Oh, come on, man. Come on, folks. What's up, Allurin? Calgore, thoughts on the current state of the Crump side? I haven't really associated or spoken with the Crumb side like that, so I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what the fuck they're doing. I don't think there's any drama going on as far as I know. So yeah, am I stoked for what? If I could take one Smash character out, who would it be? I think that's obvious. Well, actually, let me think. Honestly, no, it actually might not be Ridley. Because despite the fact that I still disagree with Ridley being in there, at least Ridley is not irrelevant. You know what I mean? Like, he's not an irrelevant character. He's like a mainstay Metroid villain at least. I'd probably say, like, just some character that people don't even give two fucks about in the first place. Like, maybe Corrin or something like that. I'd probably take out Corrin. Like, honestly. Not because I have anything necessarily against Corrin. It's just like who gives a fuck, right? Like, who gives a fuck? And we need space because, you know, when this Fire Emblem game comes out for Switch next year, that protagonist is probably going to be DLC. So we need to get rid of one of the previous protagonists to make room for the next one. Yeah, I will admit that Corn is fun to play, but I still just like. Here's the thing, right? When I think of certain characters, I think that they're Smash characters, right? When I think Captain Falcon, when I think Fox, you know, when I think Samus, I see them as Smash characters. I just don't see Corrin as a Smash character. You know, like, I don't know. You know, like if Corrin got cut, I just don't feel like Corrin would be missed because Corrin just, I don't know. Corrin just doesn't have that tie to Smash like other characters do. You know what I mean? Like, I don't see Corrin as a Smash character. It's hard to explain, but maybe you guys kind of understand what I'm saying. You know? Well, I think Smash can live without that character's inclusion. Bandana D final boss. Oh god. I'll be happy with the roster as long as Bandana D does not get in. I think Ultimate will probably get like 6-7 DLC characters max. I don't think there's gonna be too much. I don't think there's gonna be like super little as well. But I think most of the DLC is gonna consist of Switch protagonists. You know, like unfortunately probably Rex. Although I don't want that fool in the game, it's probably gonna be like Rex and Pyra. Pyra might be in the background, like on some Pokemon trainer type shit. And the closer Rex is to Pyra, his moves get stronger, or something like that, which would be cool. Like that would be a cool mechanic. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying Rex wouldn't work, he wouldn't fit in or anything like that. He would. He would have a good moveset. He'd be a cool character. But I just hate Rex. Period. That's Dom. That's my roommate Dom. Who's the most annoying political channel on YouTube? Who's that one like British guy who's like always super close to the camera and he talks like this? Like that guy. I can't stand that guy. He's some like right wing guy or something like that. Like, I don't know. Like, but that guy annoys me. And not because he's right wing. I watch plenty of like right wing channels. I watch left wing channels. I watch all types of channels because you should never just view, you know, one type of affiliation. That's how you get uninformed. That's how you get biases put into your head, right? So I watch everything. So it has nothing to do with his alignment. It's just the way he talks. And Paul Joseph, yeah, Paul Joseph. Can't stand that dude, man. I can't stand him. I was imitating someone, Chaos. Will we get a DS representative? Like, nah. There isn't going to be. What's up, by the way, Jalen? But no, there's not going to be any Professor Layton character, anything like that. Nah, I don't think so. Metal Slug for Smash? Nah. Assist trophy? Hell yeah. Like, hell yeah, assist trophy. What do I think about Deadpool? Honestly, Deadpool annoys me. And I don't understand, like, the fascination over him. Like, yeah, I love that impression. I don't know, Deadpool's just annoying to me because he's just such a one-trick character, you know, like the whole antics, the silly, ridiculous antics and the quips, they get old really quick. Like that character is just so in your face, and he's just so samey. Like you can just always count on Deadpool being the exact fucking way, you know, over and over again. Oh, look at me, I'm so silly, I'm Deadpool. Oh, ridiculous things, you know. Oh, it's like okay, we get it, you know, type deal. I don't like Deadpool. He's tiring to me. Who's Dread Kong? The fuck? That's some undead version of fucking DK. Yo, what's up, Neo? Arthur Morgan for Smash Bros. I haven't played Red Dead. I don't have Red Dead. Thoughts on Fortnite getting PS4, Xbox, Switch to crossplay? I think that is one of the best reports. That's the best news we've probably received all year as gamers, because of course that's going to pave the way for more games. It's not just a Fortnite announcement, you know what I mean? Like that was an announcement for Sony opening up crossplay for all games down the line. You know what I mean? I'd be surprised if Sony kept it to a select few games, because Fortnite's already the biggest and most popular one. So if they're doing the most popular game on crossplay, why wouldn't they do everything else? You know what I mean? Oh, I can't forget those drawings, man. How could I forget? Yes, Ultimate is totally crossplay, yes. Across multiple systems and platforms. No, Sans don't even need to be an assist trophy. Sans doesn't need to be anywhere in the fucking game. I don't know why people keep asking for obscure characters, especially ones that have like nothing to do with Nintendo whatsoever. Dude, I miss Miiverse for that exact very reason. Like, I miss those drawings and those stupid little kids on Miiverse. Like, whenever I'd just be bored, like let's say, you know, and we were bored a lot of the time on Wii U because we had to wait 6 to 9 months for the next game worth a damn, right? I would just go to Miiverse and I would just go to particular communities and just read stupid shit or just look at really hilarious drawings. Sometimes some really good ass drawings, but mostly hilarious. And 90% of those Miiverse drawings ended up in Smash. They kind of did. Freaking Isabel, Ridley, and King K. Rool. And what YouTube poop? The only YouTube poops I've seen made about me recently are like the Ridley ones, of course, and like that's it. I mean, I know there's more to him as, you know, as his character, like his actual person, but Deadpool is very one-dimensional. The hero is very one-dimensional. He said, "Guy in the back play Wonderwall."
I don't play that garbage.
He said he don't play that garbage. Oh, I remember I'm a Gentleman. Yeah, I remember that one. That was a old school YouTube poop. Why do people want, like, legit? Why do people want Sans? Why do people want Sans? Why? I don't get it. Thoughts on Grow Gamers that only play Fortnite? Just go watch my To These Grow Gamers video, man. Those are my thoughts. Oh, this man asked me, do I like low tier God?
Do you like LTG?
Let me tell you something, man. LTG is my inspiration. He should be everyone's inspiration. Who doesn't want to be like LTG? He's motivated, determined, resilient, confident, and last but not least, mentally untouchable. Who wouldn't like a man like that? He blocked me on Facebook. What? When did that happen? We're talking about like a long time ago? Yo, my guy LTG went on. He went in on Momokun, dude. Did you see it? Did you see them on Twitter? He had like replied to her and said something like, he said like fat cow or something like that. Like, yo, LTG gives no fucks, man. That's a good question. Who is my favorite? Connor, I'll get to your question in a second. What's my favorite Avatar character? Alright, cool, Fang, just let me know. My favorite Avatar character is probably... That's hard, man. Because, you know, Avatar is not like one of those shows like Naruto where there's just some objectively trash characters, right? Avatar is one of those shows where, like, every character is a good fucking character. Um, Dang, man, I don't know. That's between, like... I like Zuko, Toph. I like Ty Lee. Uncle Iroh, of course. Who doesn't like fucking Uncle Iroh? I don't know. That's hard. That's too hard of a question. That's too hard of a question. I don't know. Probably just Toph. Probably Toph, because she just had the coolest fucking fights. She had, like, the coolest choreography, I feel like, in that show. Yo, that man's ringtone is the PS1 startup. Sony always wins, baby. Sony's winning all the time, man. That should be going off at 4 a.m. Sony never sleeps.
You know, I got a Neo GameSpot. That's the dude right there.
Oh, you know him?
I know him.
Yeah,
I watched his videos.
Yeah. Neo's the homie.
My man. Thank you for actually knowing what that is. I can't tell you how many people be like,
what is that?
Is that like a spaceship?
Like, you uncultured swine. What kind of spaceship sounds like that? No, I'm sure he was talking about the original series. That's why I wasn't even thinking Korra. Honestly, I didn't really care for anyone in Korra like that outside of Bolin. Really. I mean, Asami was cool, I guess, but they didn't really give her much development outside of her little father arc thing that was going on. Yo, Neil, by the way, I haven't forgot about the podcast. I'm just trying to, I'm at least trying to get one more person. I'm trying to at least start off with a 3-man podcast. I'm just not trying to do a 2-man podcast. I'm still trying to find one more person. Well, I'm just kind of drawing blanks. For the general gaming discussion podcast, anyways. A spaceship. Yo, Little Einsteins was the shit, man. That's one show I did not mind watching when I was babysitting my nephew. Yo, what's up, Tay? My brother's been around. Y'all know he has a Facebook, right? Like, people always ask me, what's going on with your brother? Y'all know this dude got a Facebook. Black Bond wants to be in the podcast, so I don't know about that, man. I don't know about that. I mean, of course, I have no problems with Black Bond. Me and Black Bond are cool or whatever, but... You know, Black Bond's just Black Bond, you know? I don't know. He's Black Bond. You know what I mean by that? Like, he's just... And then we got these social rejects, these Nintendo fans, or as I like to call them, Nintendo clowns, you know? Like, I don't want to listen to that. You know, I don't want to listen to that. The thing is, okay, here's the thing, right? The thing about Black Bond, the reason why I don't know if I'd want Black Bond in the podcast is because I know what his opinions are going to be on things, right? Like, he's Black Bond. Black Bond is very... You know what I mean? Like, I don't have to ask him what his thoughts are on this thing. I already know because he's Bond. I don't have to ask Bond about some Nintendo-related topic. Bond, what do you think about this Nintendo game coming out? You know he's going to trash on it, right? Or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to ask Bond questions to know what Bond thinks about something, right? Like, everyone over... And that's not throwing shots at him or anything. I'm just saying, like, that's just how Bond is. Bond has a very... predictable nature, you know? Like, he has a very strong, what's I'm looking for? A very set in stone thought process and nature of himself, you know what I mean?
Adamant?
Yeah, he's very adamant about his, you know, gaming morals and standards and what he likes and what he doesn't like. There's not much, dynamicness in his thoughts is the best way I can put it, you know what I mean? So that's why I'm not too sure about, like, adding Bond into that. Like, we know what Bond is gonna say. You know what I mean? No. I don't want no in my fucking stream. Sorry about moving my fucking desk, okay? Don't want no freaking spazzing fool in my podcast. Dude's a grown-ass man. Don't want to act like one. This dude got kids and they acting more mature. Never mind. Anyways, Trey hates me. Trey doesn't want to be in the podcast. I wouldn't mind getting Trey in the Nintendo podcast, though, but I don't know if he'd be down. There you go. There isn't much new... I mean, there's nuance. It's just no nuance that you wouldn't expect. You see what I mean? Invite Gamer? That's not a bad suggestion. I just don't really have a relationship with Gamer at all. Like, me and Gamer have legit never even exchanged words directly with one another at all.
Just go. All you gotta do to get his attention, bro. I'm telling you, he's gonna work 100%. Gamer. Oh. Go to his channel. You go on just any one of his videos and say, "The Last of Us is trash."
I get tons of people.
I guarantee you'll get a response, bro.
I mean, it's not a matter of I don't know how to approach him. Like I'm not scared of approaching people. I'm sure I can hit him up on Twitter and get a reply. It's just I don't know if we have synergy.
No, I'm just saying. Have you seen his videos on The Last of Us?
No, I haven't. like me and Neo, like we got synergy because we've known each other for years and we know about each other and stuff. So like I know we would do really good in the podcast, but like I don't know, like Gamer, I don't know.
Zombie 70 would be funny as fuck.
I don't like Zombie.
Zombie.
I don't like Zombie.
Is it because he's a weeb?
No, well that's one thing, but the main reason I don't like Zombie, and it's not anything personal, I just don't like the way he talks and does his videos. I don't know if it's different now, but back when I used to watch Zombie here and there, like I think my videos are long, at least my videos are full of content and substance. Some of his longer videos will be long simply because he has 5-minute pauses in between what the fuck he says. So I remember I was watching this one video and he was talking and he was saying,
And then he'll start doing
sentences like this.
Yeah, like
and then he'll start talking really fast and then he'll go back to slow. It's like, what the fuck are you doing? Get on with the point! Like, that's how Zombie talks and that shit pisses me off.
Zombie's funny, man. Like, whenever he starts doing his little outbursts, like when he's yelling, it's really funny.
I mean, he is. I don't know. I just don't like the pacing of his speech, I guess is what you could say. Worst case scenario, we can invite your pal Zephyrnix. If I were to invite Zephyrnix, I can never be friends with Jack ever again. I can't do that. We love her 07. No, Baron. Again, Baron is like Black Bond in the sense where you don't have to ask Baron's opinion on anything. If it's Nintendo, it's winning, baby. If it's Microsoft, it's winning, baby. If it's Sony, it's shitting, baby. Like, we already know. You know what I mean? We already know. I want people who actually have objective and dynamic thought processes. You know what I mean? I don't want people where, like, you don't need to ask their opinion to know what their thoughts are on things. Do I want Nintendo Cinematic Universe? No, I do not. Yo, Arbiter365, that's a name I have not heard in a while. God damn, that's old school right there. Etika is Shokio feels annoying as shit. I wouldn't mind inviting Etika. I just don't know if Etika would like fuck with a small dude like me. But I wouldn't mind inviting Etika as long as I get Desmond and not Etika. You know what I mean? I don't want Etika in the podcast. I want Desmond. I want the guy. I want the human, not the personality. I want him reacting in my podcast. You know what I mean? Invite Glock Ninja. Oh my god, dude, that's another throwback. That's old school. Blandrew. Isn't Blandrew kind of a Nintendo though? Like, I don't know. I haven't watched Blandrew. I just always hear he's droning. I don't know. You'd likely just get Etika. I can't bring my bro on the podcast because he sleeps during the day, and he's awake when everyone's sleeping.
Bro, just gets out here. Xbox.
You'll never be able to talk. That dude don't know. That dude does not know how to let people talk.
Bro, gets out here, man. Bang, bang. Oh, damn.
Yeah, I'll stream some Friday. If I can get some people on the call to play with. Yo, I miss General MLD, man. That guy was a legend. We're trying to hear grown ass man voice crack on the podcast. Also, I'm not too keen on having people who are synonymous with other podcasts because I've seen all the beef that had happened between podcasts and shit, and I don't want anyone in other podcasts be talking about, oh, that Shokio podcast, or Shokio trying to take our members, or oh, ours is better. You need to stop fucking with that podcast. I'm not trying to get into all that. You know what I mean? Lothar God ain't gonna do no podcast. He's not a podcast type person. He is not a podcast type dude. Garv, I did a video on that. Go check it out, man. I don't care for Luigi's Mansion. I'm not saying it's like a crap series or anything like that. I recognize it as a quality series. It's just not my cup of tea. It's not up my alley. Of course, I played Yu-Gi-Oh back in the day, dude. Invite Keemstar. I don't know. I'm still thinking. Who's Dreamcast guy?
He talks with Spawnwave and
I thought Microsoft
Rule of 2 review, I think this tag is, and like
ain't that an Xbox
RGT 85. No, they're general. I want to say they're general, but I see a lot more Nintendo stuff from them.
Oh, okay. I never.
Spawnwave is general for sure.
I know I've heard Spawnway. I probably have seen him. I probably just got like, look what it seems like. Nah, this chat's not too fast. VG, nah. Like, I'm not gonna say that because I know it'll get back around to VG, and I don't want him thinking like I'm talking shit behind his back because that's not my intention. But BG is a very flat speaker. I'll put it that way. He's a very, very flat speaker. And sometimes I just couldn't start a Whip and Will podcast because of the moderator, I'd be down with Dark Cloud, but Dark Cloud's in another podcast. Henry, I can't have you on the podcast. 1, you got a shit mic. 2, you always got noise in your motherfucking background. 3, you're Chicagoan, so you're quick to get angry and murder somebody. Monotone. Yeah, VG's just very monotone. And again, it's not me trying to like talk shit or whatever. Like, VG's just monotone. And, I don't want nobody in my podcast, talking like this, and stuff like that. So, moving on to the next topic. And, like, nah, man. I'm not. Nah, I'm good. No, we already talked about Obi-Wan. I'm not. You guys know I don't fuck with Obi-Wan. Review Tech, I'm pretty sure Review Tech wouldn't fuck with someone as small as me. 7th level, I love 7th. Me and my brother have a personal long history with 7th. But 7th's availability is kind of random. And 7th also kind of pulls the whole grandpa thing out too often. Like, he's always talking about what you don't know because he's old and about to die in 2 years while we're still young. Type thing. He's one of those, back in my day type gamers. I don't want that in my podcast. I love 7th to death, but I'm good on that. I really don't watch any YouTubers regularly, at least within this community. I guess you could say the YouTuber I watch the most is probably like just LTG, and that's when he's live streaming, and that's really it. Review Tech's on Twitter, yeah. I mean, I could ask Review Tech, but I doubt he'd join. I could probably get him in for a guest appearance, because me and Review Tech also go way back, and we have each other out on Facebook and stuff too. We talk every now and then, but I don't know. It's hard. Maybe I'm being too picky. Maybe my standards are too high. I just wish there was more people like Neo that are, good speakers. They have energy in their speech, have, good mic quality. They know how to talk, and they aren't just, narrow-minded, or I guess you could say like they don't have like on-rails thought processes. Like, I'd want to ask Neo a question because I don't know what his opinion might be on it because he doesn't have a one-track mind or way of thinking. You know what I mean? But these other dudes, you guys talking about like Black Baron and shit. I don't need to ask Black Baron's opinion on something. We know what Baron is gonna say about certain things. You know what I mean? Player Essence? That wouldn't be too bad. That wouldn't be too bad. That's a good suggestion. Well, but he's not on Player Essence anymore, right? He's changed his Has he changed his name? He's going under something else, right? Yeah, I got Twitch. The link is right there. Yeah, that's what I want to do, Chris. I definitely want to have a guest every single week. And I have it on my Patreon. I think it's the I think it was like the $100 patron. Yeah, it was the $100 patron reward. Is that you get put in a weekly rotation of the podcast. PKS Spark. I know that name. I forget who that is. Oh, still Player Essence. Yeah, I might hit him up about that. Maybe most likely for the Nintendo podcast, but I know he also doesn't just play Nintendo. I know he plays everything else as well, so he might be a good fit for both. We'll see. We already talked about Etika. I doubt Etika would want to join in because I'm probably like small and irrelevant in his mind. But also said that I wouldn't mind Etika joining as long as I can get Desmond and not Etika. You know what I mean? Oh, is Endgamer still around? I thought that dude was dead. I don't know. I don't want to get straight Nintendo people. Okay, so here's the idea, right? Maybe starting off, I'll have one podcast, but I want to have a Nintendo focused podcast, and then I want to do an everything podcast where we're talking about like all the games as well as movies and shit like that as well. Rogers Base. That name sounds familiar. That name sounds super familiar. Who's Roger Base? Nah, he might be a little too big for me. This dude's almost at 200,000 subs. Like, I don't know who ER is. Chugga's also too big for me. We already talked about Gamer. You guys are starting to repeat people we've already talked about. Marlin Gaming Nation. Ultra. See, here's something you guys need to know about Ultra, right? Like, it might seem like he's very talkative, but he's really not. If anyone has spent time with Ultra in Discord or Skype, Ultra doesn't say shit, dude. Ultra is actually very fucking quiet, which you probably wouldn't expect seeing his channel. But Ultra's a quiet dude. If I had him on the podcast, he'd be quiet the entire time unless I specifically say, "What are your thoughts on this, Ultra?" Then he'll say something for like 20 seconds, and then he'll just stop talking for like the rest of the podcast. You'd love to see me talk to Darkside Phil. Why the fuck would I want to talk to Darkside Phil? So Shokio, let me tell you something. So something really bad happened last week. Okay, right. I was walking back to the convenience store and I got robbed, and now I don't have any money to pay my bills. You know, the YouTube ad revenues went down, and I really need guys to start supporting my Patreon and donating, giving me tips, or else I'm just going to die. Okay, I'm just going to die straight. That's how he fucking talks. Oh, get Dante. I wouldn't mind that. I've been wanting to get YouTubers, but yeah, Jamal will be cool. I'll be down with having Jamal in there. I have no idea who Digibro is. But yeah, dude, that's where every time I see a DSP video, he's always talking about his financial woes. How he's on the brink of just destruction. And he really needs the help of his viewers and supporters. Like, dude, can you stop begging? Like, I don't feel like there's anything wrong for a streamer to suggest donating, but when you're trying to guilt trip, that's something else. You know what I mean? Like, don't guilt trip your fucking viewers. He does that all the fucking time, dude. Him and LTG do that show. Oh, I thought I had real supporters. Like, be sure you pour it out, or not a single nigga's donated. Camera off, mic muted. This is Dom, aka Zell. Probably seen him in the streams. What happened to me in the FGC? What do you mean did I quit Street Fighter 5? Dude, I was never on Street Fighter 5. Like, I quit Street Fighter 5 like after a month of it coming out. Shit. Do you know the Black Hokage?
I've heard of him.
I don't want him based off the name alone. I don't want any Naruto diehards in my podcast. Oh, I thought I texted her back. Shit. How I feel about Banjo and Smash? Honestly, I'd be a little indifferent. I wouldn't be against or for his inclusion. It'd just be like, oh, okay, cool. He'd probably be a really fun character. I imagine you can make a really fun moveset with him. HMK or any of the X Keepers, I have no idea who those people are. You guys gotta remember, I'm not watching YouTube like that anymore. Like, it's not back in the day where, I was in middle school and high school and I had nothing to do like that. I had no hobbies outside of gaming and YouTube. Get the alpha loser. I don't know, man. He's a hard man to find. No, I don't dislike Naruto. It's just, I don't know, man. Like, anyone who has like a Naruto character in their name or something. No offense to anyone in here who might, but they just tend to be weirdos. Based on my experience. Not saying they're all like that. I said they tend to be. I don't know, man. I don't know. For what? Kofi? Isn't Kofi like a fuckboy? I always hear people talking shit about Kofi. But then again, the people always hear talking shit about Kofi are people like Bond and Heart 8. So maybe he's not a fuckboy. I don't know. I don't know the first thing about Kofi. But I know Kofi is also in like 2 other podcasts. Like I said, I don't want to be borrowing members from other podcasts. I don't want to have to like tug a war with people and like schedule around other podcasts and shit like that. I feel Omega Sin is gone. What happened to him? Kofi is BG's son? Is he just as monotone?
No, Kofi actually talks. Kofi runs his own podcast, actually.
Oh, he has his own.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, if he has his own, then I don't know if he'd be down for that. I also don't have a relationship with him. I've never talked to Kofi. But I'll look into it, though. Papa Genos. I watched a video of his the other day. I can't remember what he looks like or what he does, though. Let me type in Spawn Wave, because I know who that is. I've just forgot. Let me see. I've forgotten. Spawn Wave. Oh no, Spawn Wave is at like 150,000. He's not gonna fuck with me. Nah, that dude's too big. Silent Rob. Let me see. Is this his channel? It says Face Destroyer Incorporated. Him. His name isn't Silent Rob. What the fuck are these thumbnails? I don't know, guys. Dude looks like a weirdo to me. I don't think I've ever seen a video of his. His channel size is right. It's a good channel size. I don't know. I'll have to watch a couple videos of his and see what's up. Thoughts on what happened to Etika? Okay, so I don't know too much. All I know is there were some things going on in his life that he was still able to handle. But then when you added in the pressure from his fans and him getting back from Twitter and stuff like that, the online stuff kind of was... I guess you could say it was the triggers that made the cup kind of run over, and he just kind of had like a mental breakdown type deal. And I watched Empire Arcadia's video on it, or Triforce or whatever, right? And what he said is absolutely true, is that like a lot of these YouTubers who are very persona heavy, or they're oriented around their personas, right? they have a lot of pressure to keep that persona up and, you know, give the content and the stuff that people want. And I'm sure that it is tiring as hell for Etika to always be fucking Etika. You know, like, it has to be tiring. Because you're at 110% at all times because that's what your fans want. But that, you know, it's a double-edged sword. You know, you give them all the memery and all that extra energy, and it gets you a lot of traffic, but then you have to keep that stuff up. Like, it's no wonder to me that he had a moment like that. You know what I mean? Yo, Acid Snake, yeah. Yo, Super Metal, okay, yeah, I can get Super Metal Dave, yeah. I can get him on the Nintendo podcast for sure. That's a good. Why haven't I thought about him before? He comes into my live streams too every now and then. That was an obvious one. Yeah, so I can get him on Nintendo for sure. Acid Snake, I wouldn't mind having on the general podcast. Me and him have a pretty good relationship too. We talk on Facebook pretty often. I'm also following his dog on Instagram. His German Shepherd has an Instagram. I love dogs. Let's see what time is it? Vlad TV, Meek Mill, and Whale. What the fuck? There's only one man I would really want in my podcast from that realm, and that's that's Budden. That's who I would want. How true do I think the Smash Ultimate Grinch leak is? I'd say maybe 55. 55. Who's Sly Fox Gamer? Who'd that be? Okay, so I type that into YouTube. I see like 10 channels that say like Sly Fox Gamer. The most I'm seeing is like 100 subs here. The 3 Master Gamers. I have no idea who that is. Yeah, Metal Dave for sure. I think Metal Dave is a really good suggestion for the Nintendo podcast. I have no idea who Destiny is. There's a bunch of Sly Foxes, so I don't fucking know. Pyro, I haven't seen anything about that. I'm not sure. You can have me my 4 subs. It's like I don't want super small people, and you guys know me. It's not about like, oh, you know, people being beneath me or stuff like that. I want people who will bring attention to the podcast, you know. I want to be able to have a collective viewer base within the podcast, you know what I mean? So it's not about like, oh, you're beneath me, peasant. You know, it's not like that. I just want to be able to have names that people would be drawn to. You know what I mean? I've heard of So Call Me Johnny, yeah. Shokio doesn't like bitches. Oh yeah, PewDiePie. I'm sure it'll be really easy to get in contact with PewDiePie, right? I'm sure if we're playing games together, he totally won't call me the N-word. You know? The Ghetto Demigod? Let me see. Yo, Dark Cloud NC, is that Dark Cloud? Is that some other Dark Cloud? Because that's a pretty popular username. Is that 1983 Dark Cloud or is that Dark Cloud? Let's see. Ghetto Demigod. I think I've seen this guy's avatar before. Let me see. What's this guy, like one of those hood gamers? Those people be funny as hell.
Again, but let's get something clear here. Okay? Don't be fucking like niggas. Don't be fucking commenting in my comment section, pasteurizing me down. Oh, when
okay. He can speak. He has a good mic. I will definitely consider him. That's a good suggestion. There we go. What about Shokio? Oh yeah, how could I forget? Oh, you're a different person. Okay. Now, like I said, review tech probably won't bother with someone as small as me. I gotta remember, review tech he's in the big leagues now. It's crazy when you think about it. Years ago, there was actually a point in time where I had more subs than review tech. I remember when I had like 11K subs, he was at like 9K, and then he just did like certain videos that just blew the fuck up, and he just skyrocketed. No, I definitely agree that me and Review Tech would get along. I mean, like I said, me and Review Tech have a relationship. We've known each other for years, and you know we have each other added on Facebook and whatnot. It's just a matter of I don't know if he would take the time out, because you guys got to remember, a podcast is something that's like 2 or 3 hours. You know, I mean, it doesn't have to be that way, but that's the length that I would make. I mean, my regular videos are already 30 minutes, so y'all know my podcasts are going to be like 3 motherfucking hours. You see what I'm saying? So I need to have somebody who not only is willing but is also available to have that amount of time taken out of their day. And someone as big as Review Tech, he might be too busy doing his YouTube shit, you know, because he's doing that full time and all that. He might not have 3 hours of his day to take out to talk with a smaller channel. You know what I mean? No, I don't want Ben Andy in the game, period. He joined Seven's podcast? I don't know, at the same time, again, Seventh is like the grandfather of the community, though, so that was probably like more a respect thing. Let me see. I mean, I can hit him up. Like, I mean, I can ask him, but I doubt he'd go along with it. Pick me, I've got bars. We ain't trying to rap, dude. Trey's not gonna do a podcast with me. He's not. Also, don't know if I'd even want to do a podcast with Trey, because Trey's just a fucking know-it-all, and I don't. Trey is very sassy. Trey is very sassy. I'm not even saying that based off his videos, guys. For those of you who have been in my live streams for a long time, like some years now, like, you know, we've had Trey in the Skype call and the Discord when Discord first got big and kind of replaced Skype. Like, Trey is like how Trey is in his videos. He's actually like that. Like, it's not a persona or just the way he acts on camera. Like, Trey is actually just obnoxious. I love Trey. Like, I love Trey to death. I have no personal problems with Trey, but Trey is obnoxious to be around for extended periods of time. Trust me. Anyone who has been in a Skype call with him or has watched the stream of people in a Skype call with him can attest to it. He's obnoxious, dude. Roger's Base. Did I look at Roger's Base already? Let me see. Yeah, another thing is my podcast, right? If you're gonna if you want to be in the podcast, you have to have completed a certain amount of games. Trey don't complete games. We know this, man. Trey don't do games. Pretty much, Felix. Pretty much. Like, Trey's obnoxious, but that's also what we love about him. But that's also at the same time, I don't want to have to spend 3 hours with him, you know, at a time. Roger Bass has a podcast. Oh, yeah, Roger Bass is that, yeah, he's that guy with like over 100K or something now. He's too big. He's too big. Now, here's what I'll do. I'll hit up Review Tech, and I'm not going to ask him to be in the podcast. I'll tell him, people want you to be in the podcast. What do you think? Is what I'll say. Get a random viewer and run a background check on them. This man, Havoc Link, being a father. No more tournaments for this man, especially after those 2 kids hit. Yo, she's getting big. Dang. I'm not. Can y'all stop saying Obi-Wan? I'm not getting Obi-Wan. I'm not gonna have any shills in my fucking podcast. I'm not doing it. I don't even think it'd be legal for Obi-Wan to give his real thoughts on shit in my podcast. He's such a shill. He can't say anything negative about a Nintendo product. Like, I don't even think he can legally do that. Who's Leafy? Omega's always ghosting and going MIA and being depressed and shit. I can't rely on Omega. Get low tier god. Low tier god isn't a podcast type dude. Someone mentioned Player Essence earlier. I definitely said that that's a good idea. And I would at least get him on the Nintendo podcast. Andre the Black Nerd? No, that guy's too big. That guy's way too big. Yeah, like Obi-Wan is etiquette on steroids, dude. Like I'm good, man. I'm good. I have no idea who Leafy is here is. No, I forgot to look up Papa Genos or Genos. Let me see. I know. Okay, he's at 20K, so he's at a good sub count. Let me see here. Okay, so he's not a straight Nintendo guy. Although most of his videos are Nintendo. Yeah, he doesn't seem too bad. He seemed like he'd probably be a good fit. Let me see.
Reveal finally take the head. 10,000 subscribers. I am shocked. This is crazy. It's not actually. You can get green Joy-Con.
Okay, let me hold on. Let me make a list here. If my fucking Windows search will work, yo, I hate when that happens. It's like after a while, your Windows search just will not work. Let me open up my notepad. Should be in accessories. No. The fuck? Okay. Player Essence. Papa Genos. What was that Black Hood gamer? What was his name? It was something like Black Hood Gamer or something like that. Oh, Ghetto Demigod. Yeah. Ghetto Demigod. Okay. I'm not bringing in White Bond. Yo, what's up, Nothings? This list is for potential candidates for my podcast. For one of my podcasts. RMP Kenpachi. But his name is Kenpachi, which means he likes bleach. Which means he doesn't have very good judgment. Yeah, I mean, so I don't know about that. Let me see. His sub count's right though. Well, why did that open up that link in my chat window? Hold up, I have to open up my chat window again. I don't know why it did that. Pop this shit back out. Cardi 2255. Yo, that dude is dead. That dude is long gone. He's buried in the ground. Don't get Player Essence. He's a Nintendo shield. Now he's not shield. He's not shielding anymore. I mean, he was never a shield to the degree that people thought he was. Like, yeah, you know, he damage controlled a lot back in the day or whatever. But I wouldn't have called him a shield. Like, there were videos where he would criticize Nintendo and talk about things he didn't like.
Newsflash, bitch!
Shit. Jordan, I forgot that was coming. Thoughts on the, thanks for the 2, Jordan. Thoughts on the PS minigame lineup? Okay, yeah, we talked about that when I first, like, started the stream. I think it's pretty lackluster. I don't think it's nearly as strong as it could have been. It's pretty disappointing. Pretty weak sauce, in my opinion. And I definitely think this N64 mini, when it's announced, which we know it's going to be announced, it's going to make it look pretty bad in comparison. Yo, did anyone play Croc? Croc 1 and 2? Like that was my shit back in the day.
I think I actually
That needs to be on the mini. Yeah, Croc is my shit, man. Like people low key don't know about Croc. They sleep on that shit. Wii U, how dare Emojo? How dare you mention Wii U Gamer 12? How dare you mention that desperate clawing and grasping for clout nigga? Do never bring that fool up in my stream ever again. That man has no absolute zero integrity. Okay, zero integrity. Don't you ever mention that dude ever again. Now, we already talked about Ultra. Ultra does not talk. Ultra's not talkative enough. What did he do? Go to his channel. Let's go to his channel. Go to his channel. Read the titles of the videos. Look at the thumbnails. That's all you need to know about Wii U Gamer 12. Place that said that Zelda wouldn't come to Switch. He didn't say that. What the hell? There's gonna be a Zelda game on every system. He did not say that. I've been had skills. I literally just answered that, dude. Unless you just came in or something. But if you did just come in, I think the PlayStation Classic lineup is pretty damn weak. Get G-Link if you can. I'd recommend him. Don't know who G-Link is. I just got in. Okay, yeah. I think it's pretty weak. I think there's a lot of like games that are missing that you would think would be no-brainers for that system, but they're not. They're not on there. Nintendo Prime. Oh, get Shokio Zone. Oh yeah, I like that guy. Yo, real talk though, my funniest videos are on Shokio Zone, like for real, because that's where I put like stream highlights and silly shenanigans and shit that happened. Like that channel had. Oh my god, that channel is so funny. See, Nintendo Prime. Oh, 38K. Okay. Okay, okay. I mean, his views look a little low, but as far as his content goes, his content looks pretty good. I think his views are as low as they are because he actually uploads too much. That's just always been a weird concept with YouTube's that if you upload too frequently, you actually just get less views. It's really strange.
The base rendering cost that doesn't fluctuate too much.
Okay, good mic and he can speak. Another thing I'm also waiting for before I start this podcast is getting an actual good fucking mic. I'm sorry that you guys have had to put up with this for so long, but I definitely want to get a Yeti. Yo, Betty Bros with the 5. I make video games.
Newsflash, bitch!
I knew that was coming and it still fucking scared me. I make video games. Would you play one of your Twitch streams for 20-30 minutes? Trying to get it out there. If not, yeah, do for sure, man. Yeah. Yeah, if any of you guys are like developers, you guys are like making, you know, your first games, trying to get out there, you know, I got you guys. You know, you're my supporters. Definitely go ahead and help you guys out with that exposure. Thoughts on Monster Hunter World? A good game. I give Monster Hunter World like an 8 out of 10. It just didn't absolutely feel like Monster Hunter to me in terms of like spirit and soul as well as challenge. It just, I don't know, it didn't feel like Monster Hunter. It's weird. It didn't have the charm and the soul of the traditional Monster Hunter games. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm in Texas. Yeah, I like Jet Set Radio. Yeah. Billy Bo 10K. I think that's enough suggestions for now. I think I have a pretty good number of suggestions here. I'm not trying to have like a 6-7 man podcast. You know, I want something more like 3 to 4, and then like 5 for like the guest slot or something like that. But we're probably just gonna be starting off with 3. You know what I mean? King Master Review. King Master Review would be a great fit. As if, dude. Thoughts on the self-employed life? It's hard, man. It's hard. I mean, although I've gotten some pretty damn good support on Twitch thus far, you know, the problem is that you don't get that money immediately. You know, like all the subs and stuff like that. Like, I have to wait 45 days after the month is over to actually get that money. So I started all this in this month. Like, it still hasn't even been a month yet. I started on October 3rd, I think, exactly. So I'm not going to be getting that money until fucking like the second week of December. Because it's 45 days after the month of where you made that revenue. So it's going to be a long while till I get that money. So, like, so far it's been pretty good. But it's like, despite the fact that I've technically, you know, gotten a lot of support and I've made a lot of revenue, like, I don't have access to it yet. So, yeah. And then, like, the super chat tips are nice and stuff like that, but I don't get the super chat money either until, you know, a month after the month I got that shit. You know what I mean? Like, the only things I get immediately are the the donations done through PayPal, and those are like the least things that I get. Like, I get more subs on Twitch than I get actual donations. So, yeah, basically no money until the new year. Yeah, but like I said, I'm not trying to rely on that right now. You know, like, I am looking for a job. I actually got a call today about a possible job opportunity here, and I had someone email me today as well who said they'll be calling me tomorrow about it. So hopefully something pans out here. Would I rather play PUBG or Fortnite? PUBG. I actually used to stream PUBG like all the time. Do I bleed red or blue in November? Opinionated.
Newsflash, bitch!
I really gotta turn that down. Opinionated junkie. I try not to get too political in my live stream. I'm not sure if I should answer that. As far as Texas goes, because, you know, I haven't really paid attention to every state, but as far as Texas and Florida go, definitely blue. But I don't want to get into all that because, like I said, I'm not trying to get political. But I'm saying specifically versus those matchups, those particular matchups, you know, the Zodiac Killer and old dude over in Florida, definitely blue. And it's not because they're blue. I'm talking about the individual. Because I'm a moderate or whatever, right? I'm not Democrat or Republican. I look at things on an individual basis, not, okay, well, which side is this person aligned with? Okay, I'm going with him because he aligns with this side. No, I look at the person. You know what I mean? Fuck politics, 2 pieces, Soul Calibur. Yo, John with
Newsflash, bitch!
Thank you for cutting me off notification. John with the $2 donation, the $2 super chat. Good luck on your next job, bro. Unemployment sucks. It does. It does. But my dude Dom's he has my back for now. But like I said, I am constantly looking for something. It just hasn't panned out yet. But hopefully, I have a feeling about this week. I have a feeling I should have something by the end of this week. So hopefully I won't be struggling for too much longer. That's on the current state of Xbox One. I mean, it's not even the current state. It's kind of the state it's really always kind of been. It's just irrelevant. Like, the Xbox brand could disappear tomorrow, and if you think about it, it really wouldn't affect the gaming universe. It wouldn't. It wouldn't affect the gaming realm. Like, you know? It's like, what do we need Xbox for? Because in the past, you know, the 2005...
Newsflash, bitch!
Oh my god. Opinionated junkie with another $2 donation. Appreciate it, dude. Thoughts on DCU and Aquaman? Okay, I'll get to that after I finish my Xbox statement. So, like, you know, back in 05 through 09, the 360 actually had exclusives, and it had the premiere online. They were showing everyone, you know, how to do online. So back then, we needed Microsoft, because Microsoft was leading the charge in online gameplay. Not online gameplay, but in online infrastructure and features and stuff like that. But now, PlayStation has caught up. It's basically the same goddamn thing. They offer the same shit. And then Microsoft doesn't have exclusives. It's just a multi-platform machine. So what do we need Microsoft for? What purpose does Microsoft serve? They don't really serve a purpose. They could disappear tomorrow. It literally would not affect the gaming landscape whatsoever. So to Junkie's question, thoughts on DCEU and Aquaman? Trash. Okay, let me not just say that. Like, I think there's definitely some movies in the DCEU that aren't as bad as people make them out to be. Like, I personally enjoyed Man of Steel. I personally enjoyed Suicide Squad. Now, that's not to say I thought they were great movies. That's not to say I don't see the problems with those movies. I wholeheartedly see the problem, with Suicide Squad especially. Less so with Man of Steel. I didn't see most of what Man of Steel's criticisms were. I thought people shot in that movie a lot harder than they needed to. But yeah, I thought Man of Steel was, I enjoyed it. I thought the action was fucking great. And, Suicide Squad, I guess I overall enjoyed watching it because I didn't go in with any expectations. I was just like, oh, it's just going to be a silly movie about Batman villains getting the fuck beat out of them. That's basically what it was, right? Like, I don't know. But still, overall, the DCEU is pretty weak. It's much weaker than it should have been. There's no reason why the first Batman-Superman movie should be bad. That should never happen. That should never happen. And then even worse, the first Justice League movie. Not bad, but mediocre. Like, it was watchable. I didn't necessarily regret my ticket purchase. I was like, okay, I paid $5 on this ticket, so I guess that was worth the money type deal. But it shouldn't be that, right? The first Justice League movie should not be like, oh, okay, well, that was watchable, so it's okay. Like, no. It's Justice League. This shit needs to be balls to the wall amazing. Imagine if when Avengers came out, Avengers was just okay. Hell no, dude. So, honestly, I don't think the individual movies are as bad as people make them out to be. The Man of Steel and the Suicide Squad. And Wonder Woman was good. Wonder Woman is like the one movie I would say was objectively good. After Wonder Woman, the next best movie we have are like okay tier. Right? Like average. And then the rest are just below average, right? But I don't think the individual movies are as bad as people make them out to be. I actually think the collaboration movies are the worst ones. The Batman vs Superman and the Justice League and shit, right? Aquaman, I'm actually looking forward to Aquaman. I think it'll be pretty good. And I hope I'm not setting myself up for failure. The only thing I'm not liking about that movie, based off what I see, is the CG on Black Manta. Because Black Manta is one of my favorite comic book characters. I fucking love Black Manta. He's just awesome. I think he's a fucking badass. But they have him like all fucking CG in that movie. I don't understand why. Like, it's not that hard to make a fucking suit. And that's something else I can also say about the DCEU. No, I didn't say Avengers was okay. I said imagine if Avengers was just okay. That would have been disappointing. Like, in the DCEU, what they need to start doing is stop relying so much on fucking CG. Fucking Steppenwolf all CG just looked bad. Cyborg was all CG. It just looked so cheesy and transformed, like Michael Bay Transformers. Like they need to have suits for these fucking characters, and then if they need to do some CG over the suits, because that's fine because it's layered over something that's real. So it's not going to look as fake. You know what I mean? So I think it's worth getting the PS4 Pro right now. If you have a 4K TV, sure. I see why not. What Wii U Gamer 12 video was I talking about? It's no particular video. Just look at the videos. Just look at the videos on the channel. Forget about DCEU TVs this one, Caliber. Thoughts on the Captain Marvel trailer? I haven't answered that before. I thought I did in one of the previous ones. I thought it was a good trailer. A lot of people complained, saying that it was boring and it didn't really show anything. But then whenever a company shows too much, people complain that they show too much. I thought that trailer was a good in-between. It showed you enough to kind of give you an idea of what the movie is about, but also not enough to necessarily give you all the fucking details and spoil shit, right? I like the fact that trailer had basically no spoilers. So I personally thought the trailer was fine. I understand why people say it's boring. I get that, but I think as far as when it comes to, a trailer serving its purpose, I thought it did its job well. It may not have been the hypest trailer in the world, but we all know that it's going to have multiple trailers. All movies have multiple trailers. It's not the first one, right? So I just saw that as them not trying to spoil everything out the gate like that. Ultra still, basically. It's just, it's clickbait the channel. That old woman got the beats, bro. That's the only thing that was like kind of sort of somewhat spoilery. But that's only for like, I can't really say that's spoilery. I don't know. Because, I mean, people who know about Captain Marvel, we already know what's up, so it's not really, yeah. We already know what's up, so I really can't even say that's a spoiler. Thoughts on cardio workouts? I don't know. Don't really have much to say about that. To me, I don't know. To me, they're the most boring. That's something I could definitely say. It's probably my least favorite thing to do is cardio. Actually, yeah, it's probably cardio. I'd rather do like abs and legs over cardio. My favorite to do is upper body. I find upper body really easy to do and the most rewarding. But yeah, cardio, I don't know. Just bores me. I have to like mentally just tell myself to keep going. And not to tell myself to keep going because I'm tired, but I have to tell myself to keep going because I'm bored. You know? Thoughts on Red Dead? I haven't played it yet. But I'm sure, I'm positive, like the last 2 Rockstar games have been, well, the last 3, that being GTA 4, Red Dead, and GTA 5, I'm sure it's not as amazing as people make it out to be, but we'll see. We'll see. I can't make any, you know, definitive statements considering I haven't played it, but Rockstar games tend to be at least 0.5 points higher than they actually are. Sometimes more. Particularly in the case of GTA 4. Like, GTA 4 has like a fucking 97 on Metacritic. You guys go back and play that game. That game is like a good 7.58, man. Like, yeah, I'll stream it once I get it, but it might be a while. It might be a while. Like, I'm sure the game, like, and here's the, and I always have to explain this because people always get the wrong idea. When I say overrated, that doesn't mean I'm saying the game is trash. People always hear the word overrated and they assume that you think the game is like some bullshit or something. No, overrated could be any amount of, you know, a score lower than what it actually is. You see what I'm saying? And this, the perfect example was with The Last of Us, right? I said The Last of Us was overrated, but I still gave it a 9. It's just that most people thought it was a fucking 10. You know what I mean? Or a 9.5 or a 9.7. But you can still call a 9.7 game overrated and still consider it a 9 out of 10 game. You know what I mean? So let me just go ahead and put that out there. I'm not saying that Red Dead and GTA 5 weren't great games. GTA 5 was a great game. I'm sure Red Dead is a great game. They're just not the fucking best games of the generation like people make them out to be. Hell no. This is Shok. Last of Us is overrated. Last of Us is overrated. The only reason why The Last of Us got the praise it did was purely because of the narrative. It had nothing to do with the game itself. Okay, and to prove what I'm saying, let's take Last of Us, remove the narrative. Remove the narrative. Remove the story. What do you have? What do you have? You have a shooter that plays fine, but that's it. Like, it plays fine. It's just another shooter. You know? I mean, yeah, it's not run and gun, but even that slower pace style of shooter has been done time and time again, you know? Is Ben 10 overrated? That was kind of out of nowhere. I don't know. I wouldn't think so. I don't see people saying Ben 10 is the greatest thing in the world, so I wouldn't say so. Yeah, like, the story makes that game. That Last of Us gets carried by its story. But you guys know me. I'm of the opinion that story shouldn't be so weighed heavily in a game. Because you can have a game that is actually mediocre in its core, but give it an amazing narrative. And because the narrative or the story was a 10 out of 10, people will give it a 10 out of 10. You know what I'm saying? I don't think story...
Newsflash, bitch!
Holy shit. I don't think story should be weighed so heavily in video games like that. Junkie with another $2 donation. Appreciate that, dude. Dying Light is better than The Last of Us gameplay-wise. I actually haven't played Dying Light, so I can't agree or disagree with that. But that wouldn't surprise me if that is true. No, the story is part of the game. I'm not saying it's not. I'm just talking about the weight. You see what I'm saying? I'm talking about the weight. Like, it shouldn't be way too... Like, a story should not be able to carry an otherwise 7 or 8 out of 10 game to a 10 or a 9. You see what I mean? Like, it shouldn't weigh that heavily into the the verdict of the game. You know what I mean? Like, devs these days could just make the most mediocre games, but then just have a great story, and people are like, oh my god, that was a great story, 9 out of 10. But if you were to remove that story, or not even remove it, just have a regular story that was just okay, then all of a sudden I'm like, oh, I mean, it was alright. It was like a 6 or 7 out of 10. But it's like, wait, why does having a great story boost it like 2 whole fucking points? You know, like, it's a video game first and foremost. Like, the play factor should be the majority of the weight, not the story. You could say story is 40% of the game, even though I think that's still a little too high in my opinion, but I would even, okay, that'd be okay to say, because at least that's not the majority. But people will give story 50 to the majority of the weight of their verdict on a game. I think that's just silly. Because here's let me explain why I feel that way, and that's my thought process, right? Stories do not require the video game medium, nor do video games require a story. So, you see what I'm saying? Like, it's not a matter of, you know, the sound design, level design, controls, polish, performance. Those things are integral and necessary to make a game. You don't need a story to have a great video game, because if you think about it at its core, playing has nothing to do with storytelling. Of course, storytelling has always been part of gaming. I'm not denying that. Of course, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm just saying is that it's not actually a necessary part of it. Therefore, it shouldn't take 50% or more of the weight when it comes to judging a game. You know what I mean? Yeah, stories enhance games to me. They don't make games. They're not necessary for the games. This is what I'm saying. So why is something that's not necessary for that video game to be a video game? Why is that add-on saving a mediocre game from being mediocre? You know what I mean? I just don't think that's right. I don't think a game should get. I don't think a 7 out of 10 game should be boosted to a 9 just because it had a great story. Boosted 0.5 points, sure. 1 point, sure. Anything above that, man, nah. It's a video game, right? Like most of its score should be weighted and determined by how good was it to play, how fun was it to play, regardless of anything. That's what the majority of the weight behind a game should be. Yeah, people, you know, like, and on the flip side, you know, those novel games, I don't agree with ever giving those visual novel type games like 10 out of 10s and shit like that either. Like, I don't agree. I don't agree with giving things like Heavy Rain and Until Dawn and shit like that like 10s out of 10, and like, because there's very little video game there. You know what I mean? And this might sound ignorant, but for me personally, I would rate those games on their own separate scale. You see what I'm saying? I would give them visual novel scores. I would not hold Heavy Rain to the same standards as I hold Mario or Uncharted or something like that. You see what I'm saying? Because that wouldn't be fair. Why the fuck would I give Uncharted a 9, but then give Heavy Rain a 9.5 out of 10 when people worked 50 times harder to make Uncharted, when Uncharted actually has gameplay, controls, you know, level design? You see what I'm saying? That's not fair to Naughty Dog to do that. Yeah, I did a whole playthrough of Doki Doki. Cook. I've definitely played a visual novel before. I also played Until Dawn right before that, which I would consider one of those, you know, visual novel games. Doki Doki Literature Club greater than the last of our garbage exclusive. Wow. Doki Doki is a visual novel, dude. Yeah, I played Until Dawn and I played Heavy Rain back in the day. Well, played. I watched those games. I'm not throwing shade at any reviewer in particular. I'm not trying to throw shade. I'm just giving my honest thoughts on those types of games. I don't think those games should be rated on the same scale as actual motherfucking video games. That might sound ignorant to a lot of you guys. I'm sorry. That's how I feel. I don't think it's fair for a developer that's made a good game to have their game rated lower than a game where you're mostly watching it the whole fucking time. You know what I mean? That's not fair. That is not fair. Oh, Governor for sure. Governor over Negan. I don't like DMC, dude, honestly. I mean, well, let me not say that. It's not that I dislike DMC. Like, the gameplay and all that stuff is fine. It's more so I just don't like Dante. And Dante kind of turns me off from DMC. No, I've played DMC games. I've just never owned them or played them extensively. But I just don't like Dante. He's just, I don't know. He's just a super corny character to me. and Dom like loves DMC and he loves Dante and Virgil. So like we really conflict on that. I don't like Dante. You know, Phoenix Wright games honestly go into that category as well. Like, it's not fair to be like, oh, you know, The World Ends With You was a cool game, but it had some issues. 8 out of 10. But Phoenix Wright, 10 out of 10. It's like, but wait a minute. One of those games is more of a video game than the other. Like, come on, you know? Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. You can't rate those on the same scale. No, actually, I have not played Nier yet. It's always been on my radar, though. I just haven't had the time or financials to get that, so. I don't hate Call of Duty. I just wish it would just change. And I know, like, it's different from how it used to be back in the day with all the abilities and classes shit they have now, but I'm saying, like, it's if you, like, all that stuff, for the most part, kind of really doesn't matter. Like, you can still just do the same shit. Like, they've added shit, but you can still just do the exact same thing. You kind of ignore the class stuff and all that, really. You know? Like, it's just kind of, like, added bonuses and perks type deal. I'm not saying Phoenix Wright isn't good. I'm just saying it's not that much of a video game. You know? Have I dabbled with narcotics? No, sir. I guess it's just saturation, I guess you could say. Okay, you can just... Okay, but you're not telling me I'm wrong. You're not telling me I'm wrong. You're telling me to get off. You're telling me to get off it, but you're not telling me I'm wrong. Oh yeah, the category, like, yeah, like, any game that's donated to me, like, is getting streamed, period. I'm not gonna not stream a game that someone doesn't send to me. Matter of fact, I need to call back home and see if a game came in. I had a sub who, I think he sent Persona 5 to me, but it got sent to my old house, so I need to see if that came in. I'll be live streaming that because that was gifted to me, so. Yeah, I have Black Ops 4. And I think Black Ops 4 is like a good game or whatnot. But I probably enjoy it more than most people because I haven't played COD like that in years. So for me, I haven't been burnt out like that recently, like most people probably would have, you know. Have you ever failed an exam? I don't know about anything that would be considered an exam. Test, of course. I'm sure most people have failed a test in their life, but anything that's called an exam, you know, like, an exam is pretty motherfucking important. I've never failed an exam because I always study for an exam. I haven't played Persona 5. I haven't played any Persona game. Persona 5 would be the first Persona I played. The first Nier has the best story in a video game. Oh, 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. Best story. Oh, yeah, okay, let me clarify nothings. It has to be a game I'm actually, willing to play. If someone says, "Hey, Shok, I'm gonna send you Madden 19," I'm like, "Nah, fam, I'm good. I'm good." You ever think of pursuing a career in porn? I actually have considered opening up a Pornhub channel, but something I just haven't gotten around to yet. One thing I've been dying to play, I haven't got the chance to. Anything I've been dying to play, I've played. Because anything I'm dying to play, those are the games that I prioritize. So I would say that something I haven't played yet wouldn't be something I'm dying to play. But as far as games I want to play, Nier is definitely one of them. Haven't touched that yet. I actually haven't touched God of War. That came out in February. I still haven't touched that game. I don't have that game. I think there's a couple others. Red Dead I want to play, but I'm more so kind of excited to play the multiplayer of that rather than the single player. And that's just because my, I guess you could say my pre-notion of it not being as great as people make it out to be. So I'm keeping my expectations pretty level with that because people tend to be like, "Oh my god, it's Rockstar, best game ever," type thing. Yeah, I would say Nier, God of War. There's one or two I'm missing. I can't think of right now. Who doesn't like the shiny, dude? Opinion on the Soul series? I think the Soul series is a good series. The only thing I don't like about the Soul series has nothing to do with the games themselves, but rather the one thing I don't like about the Soul series is how just bland and overly generic they look. I do hate that, but outside of that, they're great games. But I don't like the fan base. I don't like how whenever people play a hard game, oh my god, is this Dark Souls? Is this the Dark Souls of platformers? Is this the Dark Souls of shooters? Is this the Dark Souls of graphic novels? And I know you can't fault people for when they started gaming, but it just really annoys me how motherfuckers have just never played a hard game in their lives, and then never played these games that are harder than Dark Souls, but every hard game is Dark Souls. And then people also had the nerve with Monster Hunter World to be like, "Oh my god, this is Dark Souls with dinosaurs." Oh my god, that as a Monster Hunter fan, that triggered the fuck out of me. I was like, "You motherfuckers." Right? Because Monster Hunter was Dark Souls before Dark Souls even came along. And these newbies have the ignorance and audacity to say motherfucking Monster Hunter was Dark Souls with dinosaurs rather than Dark Souls being Monster Hunter with demons and shit. It's the other way around, dude. Y'all, these new school gamers, man. Yeah, Cuphead, the Dark Souls of platformers. There's been so many hard platformers, dude. Especially back in the day. God. But no, I'm not. Of course, I'm not gonna shoot no porn game, dude. I'm not gonna get banned. The Dark Souls of Kirby. I just hate how Dark Souls is used as a descriptive term these days. It fucking annoys me. No, I haven't played The World Ends With You on the Switch. I played on DS, yeah. No. If I had, okay, now that's one game that where even if I had the money, I probably wouldn't have.
Newsflash, bitch!
I probably wouldn't have bought it by now because I just don't want to spend $50 for a DS game. Opinionated Junkie with another $3. Appreciate that, dude. What are your thoughts on Star Wars and Halloween? Which Star Wars? Are you saying in general? Halloween, I actually just watched Halloween Saturday. I was thinking about doing a review of it, but people didn't really fuck with my Venom review, so I might as well just go ahead and give my review here. It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. I can recognize that it was a good movie. I think in its own right, Halloween was a good movie. I think the only reason why it wasn't that great to me, to me it was just okay. But I think I ruined it for myself because I'm a very analytical, movie watcher. I'm an analytical person in general, right? And so I pay attention to shit. I get nitpicky and shit like that, right? So when I was watching Halloween, the stupid decisions that were being made prevented me from enjoying that movie as much as I probably could have. You know? So if you're one of those people who doesn't care about that shit, I understand, you know, it's a horror movie, so of course people are going to have to make some bad decisions here and there to get the movie going. Because people were always smart, they'd get out of these situations in the first place. I understand that concept. That's just kind of something you can't avoid with a horror movie. But it was literally like every fucking scene a character was doing something stupid. Like it bothered the fuck out of me. And the whole thing where the murderer's around and they're running around in the streets of a neighborhood or in the city and there's like no fucking witnesses. Like come on, man. Like that shit bothers me. And so the latest Halloween was like chock full of that stuff. And so all that stuff just kind of really hindered me from enjoying that movie as much as I wanted to. I enjoyed it overall. You know, I didn't regret my purchase. Afterwards, it's like, oh, okay, yeah, I liked it. Like, the action was great. Yeah, Mike was murdering fools. You know, like curb stomping people's heads in and shit. You know, that was great. Like, Mike was miking for sure. Mike was miking. But I just feel like a lot of the event structure, the story structure of that movie was hella forced. And it relied on, it's like, okay, how do we get this character from here to here? Okay, we have to make sure this character does something incredibly stupid. You know, type deal. You see what I'm saying? How can we get Mike here from here? How can we allow Michael to kill this guy? We have to make him do something incredibly stupid, right? It would have been great if they were allowed to, if not allowed, if they were able to, you know, just kind of write the story smarter to get the same events to happen, but just not have it happen because someone did something incredibly stupid. You know what I mean? Ghosts and Goblins? You know, I haven't played Ghosts and Goblins in a while, so I'm not sure about that. Hold on, we're finding someone. I played Warframe when it first came out. I did not like it. I didn't think it was bad. I just thought it was mediocre. I don't know. Fortnite's the Dark Souls of Battle Royale games. That comment just gave me fucking cancer. Thoughts on Shovel Knight? Okay, I'm gonna catch heat for this. I'm gonna catch heat. Shovel Knight's overrated, man. Shovel Knight is the most over-celebrated indie game in modern times. I know I'm gonna get super heat for this. And to clarify, just like we were talking about with the Last of Us thing, I'm not saying it's bad. It's a good game. I played Shovel Knight, and I was just like, okay, this is a pretty standard fucking 2D platformer. Like, it was so standard. Like, I don't get it, guys. I don't get the craze. I don't get the craze for Shovel Knight. I was playing it, and I was like, you know, okay, yeah, this is good. Like, you know, it controls well. There's nothing necessarily wrong with it. I'm just not seeing anything that amazes me. I actually don't understand why it's as popular as it is. You know, people want, you know, Shovel Knight and Smash and stuff. I'm like, what is it about Shovel Knight that puts its popularity over all these other indie games that are way better? Again, I'm not saying it's bad. I'm not even saying it's mediocre. It's above mediocre. Shovel Knight's a good game. It's just there's nothing special about it. It's not spectacular. There is nothing about that game that warrants the popularity it has. I'm sorry. I know that's a very unpopular opinion. I know I'm about to get shot on, dude, but that's how I feel, man. That's how I feel. Like, I have played 1,000 platformers like Shovel Knight. I have. There's 1,000 platformers like Shovel Knight. And for some reason, people just kind of like cover their eyes and they're like, I picked this one to be obsessed about, you know, and it just landed on Shovel Knight. It's like, dude, there's like 1,000 others that are just like this. Why Shovel Knight, you know? That's my opinion. I'm sorry, that's my honest thoughts. I haven't played Spectre Torment. Salt and Sanctuary, I haven't played that either. I don't know what that is. Thoughts on the WarioWare series? Really not much to say about it. You know, it's just kind of a mini game collection series. I don't really have much to say about that. Honestly, haha. Most music I listen to are like video game OSTs because I prefer instrumentals. And even with artists like I do like or whatever, or most people like, I like to get the instrumentals of their music. You know, so yeah. Shovel Knight. Nah, like Sono, like there was plenty of like, you know, retro indie games you know, out there before Shovel Knight though, like, but for some reason Shovel Knight was like the one that just blew up. But there were games before, there were indie games like Shovel Knight. Plenty of indie games before Shovel Knight that were like Shovel Knight. But for some reason Shovel Knight wins. Like I don't know. I can't ask that question. Favorite video game soundtrack of all time? I can't answer that, dude. That's way too much thinking. That's way too much you have to process, and there's too many games, man. There's too many. Oh, LJ, yeah. I get that just as much in real life as I do online, for sure. I haven't played Cave Story, no. Yeah, Newgrounds, dude. Newgrounds. Newgrounds was it was a website. I'll put it that way. It was a website. Shantae's cool. And speaking of Shantae, that's another example. Like, why did Shovel Knight blow up when we have, like, Shantae that's been around? And I know the games aren't, like, you know, the same in terms of mechanics and stuff like that. But I'm saying, like, you know, that's Shantae's a dope 2D side-scrolling platformer. But then Shovel Knight comes and it just blows up because he has a shovel, I guess. I don't know, man. So off the top of my head, some of my favorites. Okay, so the Sonic series, the Metroid series. We're talking about soundtracks here. The Metroid series, Xenoblade. You got Metal Gear. You got there's so many, man. Even smaller ones like, you know, Zone the Enders. You have some amazing video games, not video game, indie game soundtracks. Like, you know, I haven't played Undertale. I've avoided Undertale because the community has kept me away from that game. But it does have a great soundtrack. You have the Persona OSTs. There's too many, man. There's too many games and too many series that have amazing OSTs. I cannot pick my favorite one. Even motherfucking Sonic Racing had an amazing fucking soundtrack, and that game was garbage. You know, like, it was fucking garbage. Yeah, I like the Octopath Traveler OST. I wouldn't put that up there as like one of the most memorable ones out there, but yeah, I like it. So yeah, you have Final Fantasy. There's just no way. I don't see how anyone would be able to pick their favorite. You have the Mario series. You have the Suda games. Can't pick it, man. Can't pick it. Oh yeah, Etika could definitely recover. His fan base is rabid and loyal enough. He can make a new channel right now and get back to his sub count in maybe 2 months or something like that, or around his sub count. You got Mega Man OSTs, all the retro games back in the day. Engage the Enemy. Yeah, I love that song. Kingdom Hearts has great music. Yeah, I want to listen to that Sonic Racing soundtrack now. Y'all got those songs in my head now. Gradius had a dope soundtrack. And that's why I mostly listen to video game soundtracks, man. They're just... It's that and the fact that I just prefer instrumentals, you know, in the first place. I didn't like Project X Zone, so I didn't really play it. I didn't like the gameplay. Oh. Yeah, Street Fighter, like, legit, man. Like, video games have the best music, man. Video games have the best motherfucking music. I want to play some Zone Enders. Have you ever been spanked? Dude, I'm black. Everyone knows most black parents spank. Hell yeah, I've been spanked. Marvel vs. Capcom, yeah, the Versus game series, and King of Fighters, and what do you mean what happened? But why do people always ask that? People always ask what happened to people, and they're like still doing videos. I don't understand. Like they're clearly still alive. Mad World, yeah, Mad World had a great OST. No More Heroes. Halo, can't forget Halo. Oh my god, Halo. Oh my god, dude. Okay, Halo is definitely maybe like Halo's probably top 5 OSTs of all time for me. Yeah, I played Power Stone. Power Stone was the shit. Tails has a pretty good OST, yeah. The Switch update is live to add what? Stability. Stability and performance. What do you think about people who merge lanes without turn signals? You know, I think those people should honestly... I think those people should get the death penalty. Or at least get locked up for a long time, if not life. Because those people are idiots, and they can legit cause people to die doing shit like that. So, yeah, I watch Angry Video Game Nerd. At one point, of course, who hasn't? My favorite Mario character? If we want to include, like, Super Mario RPG, I'd say, like, Gino or Mallow. But if you're talking about, you know, the mainline Mario series, I'm probably more of a Luigi guy than anything else. At least as far as, like, you know, who I'll play in Mario Kart, or, you know, any of the ones that have, like, different characters you can pick or choose. I usually go Luigi. Yeah, I actually do want to get a gun, yeah. I definitely want to get a gun because I live in America. And it's fucking crazy over here. And you can die fucking anywhere. Oh, you want to roid it over in that play? Where do you live, dude? Dude, I've thought about picking up my Roy again. Maybe sometime I play him, I just get depressed. Because, one, he's not as good. My Roy isn't as good as he used to be. And two, like, Roy just kind of gets bodied once he's touched. And I don't like that. Like, universally. Strap up. Yeah, I'm gonna get a concealed carry license for sure, and I'm also probably gonna get like a shotgun for like to keep in the house and stuff like that. Arizona, okay, our connection shouldn't be so bad then. Yeah, definitely hit me up later. We can't do that right now, of course. Like I'm live streaming and shit. I'm sure that'll probably make it laggy or something. I don't know. I have to try it out because I am on a new connection. But yeah, definitely hit me up some other time when I'm live streaming. We could definitely play. All of Doki's OST. Oh. Most underrated? I don't think Dreamcast is underrated. Dreamcast is pretty universally loved and celebrated. Underrated consoles? Honestly, the Wii. The Wii. And I know you guys are going to think, like, what do you mean? Like, it was so popular and it sold so many units. I'm not talking about sales or popularity. I'm talking about in terms of how good of a system that was for core gamers, for people who wanted, you know, core video games. The Wii was very, very underrated. Because most people just thought, you know, oh, you know, it's the casual system. All it has is some casual bullshit and shovelware. The Wii, low-key, had an amazing core library. It really did. Like, people fucking sleep on the Wii's core library. way better. It's shat on the Wii U's. I'm not saying it was great in comparison to the Wii U's. That's why I think it's great. I'm just saying, like, night and day, dude. The Wii was a dope ass system. It really was. Pandora's box. You mean Pandora's tower? Like, people fucking slept on the Wii's library, man. Wii U has a library? Exactly. My favorite 3D Mario platformer is Galaxy, for sure. I feel like Galaxy 1 and 2 are just... They're way more impressive and also revolutionary than any of the other ones. I mean, like, 64 was, like, super impressive, but that was because, you know, like, oh my god, games are in 3D now type thing, you know? Pikmin 3 is the best Pikmin. Yeah, for sure. But yeah, Wii's library was fucking dope. Like, I don't even know if I could list all the games. And you guys remember with the Wii U generation, I was talking about how the games coming out on the Wii U are like super safe and they're not as ambitious, right? Like, you know, compare Galaxy to 3D World. You see what I mean? Like, just shit like that. The engine's like Melee PM for platformers. That is true. That's a good way to put it. No, I haven't played Ori. I wanted to, but I haven't played Ori. The game always looks good, though. It's always looked good to me. Of course I remember the PewDiePie controversy, dude. I still go back and watch that clip sometimes. I love watching clips of streamers, like, saying the N-word, because, I don't know, it's just... It's funny as hell to me. It's wrong. They shouldn't be saying it. But it's just funny as hell to me, dude. It's just... Especially when, like, you know they fucked up and their eyes just bug, like, what have I done? My streaming career is over. Now I have to go get a job. Holy shit. Like, you could just tell they're calculating all that in their mind. Like, that shit's just funny. Favorite Zelda game? Breath of the Wild, for sure. Breath of the Wild, for sure. But yeah, dude, let's just go through the Wii's library, right? So we had Twilight Princess, which of course wasn't exclusive or whatever, but you know, we had Twilight Princess, we had Mario Galaxy, which is arguably out of that one and of course its sequel. I just combine them because they're, you know, the same thing. You know, arguably the most amazing 3D Mario we've gotten. Got Metroid Prime 3, which controlled like a fucking dream. You had, and even outside the Nintendo stuff, you had so many third-party exclusives too. And good third-party exclusives. You had the Tatsunoko versus Capcom. You had the, you know, the Mad World and the No More Heroes. The first game became multi-plat eventually, but you know, it was exclusive at the time. I think No More Heroes 2 was still exclusive or something like that. You had fucking, you had, where was I? You had, you know, Monster Hunter Tri. You had fucking, Deadly Creatures. Conduit was a good game. I wouldn't say it was like amazing or whatever, but you know, it was a good game. I loved the Conduit Online. You had Link's Crossbow Training. Don't mention that trash. You had Xenoblade. You had the Blob and Zack and Wiki. You had Red Steel 2. Red Steel 2 also controlled like a fucking dream. That game controlled like butter. You had The Last Story. You had Pandora's Tower. Like Sonic Colors, Muramasa the Demon Blade. Yeah, Muramasa. Donkey Kong Returns. There were just so many good games on the Wii, man. There were so many great games. Don't forget Wii Music. Okay, yeah, of course you had Brawl. I'm probably at like 30% of the amount of just great games on that system. Sin and Punishment. Sonic and the Secret Rings was trash, dude. That was trash. I said Mario Galaxy. What am I missing here? Punch Out. Punch Out was great. Yeah, Trauma Team. Just like, listen to all of that and then compare that to the Wii U's library. Trash, dude. Trash. Like, the Wii shat on the fucking Wii U, dude. And you got motherfuckers who legit think the Wii U's library was better. Henry, Nintendo God? Nintendo God thinks the Wii U had a library than the Wii. Dude is straight delusional. King's Story was good. Wario Land Shake It, that was another good one. Oh, yeah, Wii Sports was, of course, fire. I can't forget that. Okami was a port. Not going to really count that. It said Twilight Princess. Skyward Sword. Other M. While you could argue it was a bad Metroid, it wasn't a bad game, you know, in its own right. I said Deadly Creatures. I think I did. Yeah, Deadly Creatures. The Wii had so many fucking games, man, it made your head spin. No, I haven't played that, Scribbles. The Wii straight left and 5-0 the Wii U. Battalion Wars 2. I said No More Heroes. Yeah, and just a lot of hidden gems, man. Like, a lot of people don't even know about, like, shit like Deadly Creatures and Zack and Wiki and shit like that. But those are fucking great games. We had so many fucking games, man. The Wii was just a better system. It just really was. I wouldn't say GameCube destroys Wii. You could argue GameCube is better than Wii, but destroys? No. Not destroys. Yeah, we said Pandora's Tower. Clonoa remake, yeah. You know, Pikmin 3 was low-key top 3 best games on Wii U. I've always said this, I'll say it again. The top 3 best games on Wii U were Pikmin 3, Bayonetta 2, and Xenoblade Chronicles X. Those were the best 3 games on that system. Fight me. Oh yeah, the 007 remake? Dude, how did I forget that? I went ham on that game, dude. That game was stupid fun. That game was like just as fun as the fucking original, dude. The multiplayer, like fucking 007 on Wii, that game was fucking amazing. And not even just the multiplayer, the single player was fucking great. Wii's greatest game was USB Loader GX. Resident Evil 4, despite being a port, yeah, the IR pointer controls for that shit, godlike. The Wii was a dope ass system, man. Yeah, Pikmin 3 was fire, man. Like, people could laugh at Pikmin, oh, you play with these little cute ass little plant people, you know, little kids games. Nah, man. I don't care what no one fucking says. Pikmin 3 was fucking fire. Like, that game was amazing. I played that game with Wii Remote and Nunchuck. Not gonna fight, true. Is anyone gonna contest me on that top 3 Wii U? Because in my mind, those are like objectively the top 3 best fucking Wii U games. Pikmin 3, Bayonetta 2, Xenoblade Chronicles X. 3 best. Mario Kart Wii was really fun too. The only bad thing about Mario Kart Wii was how casual it was in terms of how easy it was to catch up. Like the rubber banding was so severe. But outside of that, Mario Kart Wii was fun as hell. I'm surprised I don't have people disagreeing with that. Surprised I don't have people. No, man. What about Super Mario 3D World? Because I've seen some people be like, "What? You know, no, 3D World's definitely in the top 3." No, 3D World was safe as fuck. That game was so incredibly safe and unambitious, and brain dead easy. It's not even funny. It is not even funny. Felix, I agree with that wholeheartedly. Galaxy 1 to me is the best 3D Mario game, for sure. Oh yeah, that Wii launch excitement, dude. Like, I don't think we'll ever have that type of excitement ever again. 3D World's OST was great, for sure. But the game, for 3D Mario standards, that game was very just plain and normal. Wait, are you getting TikTok ads on my videos? I can accept Tropical Freeze being in the top 3 in Wii U as well. That's an acceptable answer as well. I can accept that answer. Like switching out Xenoblade for Tropical Freeze or something like that. I can accept that. Because Tropical Freeze was actually like a masterful platformer. Despite me not wanting that to have been Retro's first fucking HD game, it was a great fucking platformer. Yo, TikTok is fucking cancer. I don't understand why that app exists. Ah, Smash 4. He put Smash 4 in his top. I'm gonna let you have your opinion, man. I'm not gonna attack you over it. Do this motherfucker say Smash? No, I'm not about to do that. Mario Kart 8 was cool, but I don't know. Mario Kart 8 just didn't pull me in or draw me like the others, man. Like, it was definitely better than 7, but I don't think Mario Kart 8 was better than. I don't think it was better than 64 Wii, 64 Double Dash or Wii. I think 8 was the weakest console Mario Kart we've gotten since like Super Mario Kart on the Super Nintendo. You like Smash 4? Bam. Mods, man. Anyone on my stream who likes Smash 4? Yeah, I'm going to stream tonight. I'm trying to decide what I want to stream. The best two... Okay. I will not accept any other answers for this, because this isn't opinionated. This is the fucking truth. Mario Kart DS and Double Dash are top 2. Personally, Double Dash is my favorite, but I feel like they're interchangeable. You know, so top 2 for sure. There are no Mario Kart games that are on the tier of Double Dash and DS. Those 2 Mario Karts are on a tier of their own. Taco, I swear to God, you're just going against everything I'm saying, dude. Like, you're trolling, dude. Like, you hella fucking trolling. Hold up. I mean, don't get me wrong, PD, that name, dude. Double Dash is my favorite. And honestly, as far as I'm concerned, I don't know why they didn't just stick with that formula from that moment forward, because that is the best Mario Kart formula we've had. But DS was also just... DS was fire as fuck, man. Like, DS, you can't sleep on DS. But regardless of anything, Junkie, to answer your question, yes. Yeah, DS and Double Dash were the fucking best. You don't like Double Dash? Sorox? Don't tell me you didn't like Double Dash. I'll also say this as well. I'm not gonna say it's like up there with those games or whatever, but I also think Super Mario Kart is slept on. I don't think too many people played it back in the day or something, because people don't really talk about that Mario Kart. People don't really talk about it that much. It doesn't really get brought up in discussion, but I really love Super Mario Kart as well. I used to go ham on that back in the day. Oh, okay. You said we're going to have a talk about Double Dash in the stream, so I thought you were about to say, like, oh, no, man, that game ain't good or something. Last Story was fantastic. I wish we'd get a remake of Last Story, just so I could play that game without frame rate issues. I mean, I guess I could play it on PC, but, you know, emulating just never feels the same as when you're playing on a console. I'm not talking about feels the same in terms of performance, just like, you know. You guys know what I'm saying. I liked the character exclusive items in Double Dash. I liked how they had supers. They had their own supers. They had their own specials. That was a dope concept, man. I loved that. It gave you a reason to use other characters outside of just the weight classes. My favorite Mario sports game? Probably like the old school tennis. Like the original tennis. It was just supers. That's all it was. And it's not like they came up that often. Striker's Charge was good. Mario Kart 64. 64 is great, but I wouldn't say it was better than DS or Double Dash. Everyone was capable of getting the red shells. What are you talking about? You're talking about like the 3 red shells? Everyone had their quirk, man. I don't see the problem personally. I don't see the problem. Mario Pinball, GBA or DS. Damn, GBA or DS. I'd have to say DS, man. I'd have to give it to DS. Yeah, I have Soul Calibur 6. I've been playing it. Check Streamlabs. Let me see here. Oh, yo, shouts to Felix for the 37.49. I don't know if you gave that specific amount or that's like the cut they took out, but thanks for the 37, man. Appreciate that, dude. Is that for what game is that for? 3DS versus DS versus Switch? DS. DS wins for sure. So far, anyways. DS is better than 3DS. You know, what didn't you like about Chronicles X outside of, like, graphical things? Yeah, like, I love the GBA to death. Like, especially freaking Final Fantasy Tactics Advance. Oh my god, that's my fucking game. And, you know, some of the Sonic games on there, the Mega Man games and stuff, but DS just had such an incredibly, overwhelmingly massive library and just had so many fucking quality games, dude. It was ridiculous. Like, here's what I always say about the DS, right? The DS was the PS2 of handhelds. It had all the motherfucking games. Oh, for Nier. Cool, dude. Cool. Appreciate it. Alright, guys. So, I guess you guys will be seeing a Nier playthrough and my live stream. Thanks to Felix. Appreciate that, dude. Yeah, I picked it up for sure. I'll pick up the Switch version. Her. Is that on PC? Is that on PC as well? I think I'd rather get it on PS4. DS played Ridge Racer like ass. Yo, Chinatown? Yeah, GTA Chinatown Wars was actually dope as fuck, dude. People sleep on that game. That game was actually hella fucking good. Right back, I need to grab something real fast. Dom, you sleep? It's been Dom tonight.
Newsflash, bitch!
Alright, my bad, y'all. I had to go grab some food because I was hungry as fuck. Oh yeah, that's roach spray. Like every other week, we'll have like a single roach in here. It's the location, and it's super weird because like we keep this place like super fucking clean, but they just come in here for some fucking reason. Yo, who? Well, hold up. Let's scroll up. Yo, Jordan with the $20, dude. Appreciate that for Yakuza 0. Okay, this is actually gonna be interesting because I've actually never played a Yakuza game, so that'll be pretty interesting. Cool, man. Appreciate that. That'll be my first one. Okay. So I have to stream Nier and then Yakuza. Okay. Q for Smash. Who the fuck is... Oh, Q from Street Fighter? Yeah, same Felix. Like, I've only ever heard good things about Yakuza, but I just never played it. Is Zero like a prequel or like a remake of the first one or some shit like that? All I know about Yakuza is that like you beat the shit out of people. All I've seen is like gifs and clips of people just like getting fucking destroyed. Featuring Trey's Gap as a stage hazard. Jesus Christ. Well, to that, Rojo Bear, they said themselves they're going to focus less on story and X. X was more about the exploration and the gameplay. So that's why the story wasn't as prevalent. So that makes sense. Yeah, I like Final Fantasy 12. I was actually going to pick up the Zodiac Age, but then it got announced for Switch. So I'm just going to wait for it to come to Switch, and then I'll pick it up. Any multi-platform RPG, I'm getting on Switch because it's an RPG. It's a time sync. Time syncs work best when you can play them whenever and wherever. So I'm getting that on Switch for sure. Oh, that's a guitar case. Yeah, I play Kingdom Hearts, of course I have. I like this high top. I wholeheartedly agree, Jordan. Like, X to me has like some of the best real-time RPG gameplay I've ever played in my life. If I'm over at someone else's house, or I'm visiting my folks' place, or if I'm at a tournament, or those rare instances where I'm taking public transit, I'm always using my Switch. Oh, that sucks not having time for RPGs anymore, dude. Yo, Betty Bros was $2. Bitch! That is so... I swear that was louder than the other ones. Or was that just me? Betty Bros, thanks for the $2, man. Remember when BBC had the D-League come back on the FD versus... Dude, shut up, man. Shut up. Oh, Jordan, was your donation through Super Chat? Or was that through PayPal? Oh, shit. Okay, well. We're going to have to wait for me to get Yakuza if you did it through Super Chat. Because you don't get the Super Chat money immediately. That comes in with your, like, YouTube check. Like, after the month is over type deal. Kingdom Hearts ending would make a death row inmate cry. Yeah, sure, I want to hear a joke. Dream Daddy's stream, what? Let's talk about that. What is the best DBZ saga? DBZ, not Dragon Ball. Yeah, going from X to Xenoblade 2, the movement was just so jarring. What the fuck is Dream Daddy? Yeah, that is true, so that works out. Yeah, guys, for future notice, if you guys are donating for like a game or something like that, make sure you guys donate in the description through that through that link there, not super chat, because I have to wait like 45 days to get the super chat money, right? Or where it depends on whenever in the month you've sent it. So if you donate directly to the PayPal through Streamlabs, I get that money immediately. That goes straight to my PayPal. It's not called the Raditz Saga. That's just like early Saiyan Saga. Namek Saga. That's something I've been thinking about. I don't know. I can't decide, man. They're honestly all good. They're all very good, for sure. I'm leaning towards like Frieza Saga / Namek. But then the Gohan fight with Cell, and just I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm not doing anything probably. I might be streaming. I might be finishing up Zombie U, actually. For Halloween. I think we can all agree that Boo Saga was the weakest of them all, for sure. Here's another thing. Sometimes whenever I see like a meme, not like a funny meme, but just like a picture that's being shared around or whatever, sometimes I'll see people who have Android Saga and then Cell Saga. Is that a thing? Like, do you guys separate that saga? To me, I just call all that Cell Saga. What do you guys do with that? I don't consider Android Saga a thing. I just call it Cell Saga. I don't know if that's a real canon thing the writer himself made, or like did the Toriyama ever say Android Saga? I just say Cell Saga, but I see people say Android Saga, and I'm just like kind of confused. Am I a social justice warrior? That depends on the context of your question. If you're questioning if I'm one of those people who, is incredibly intolerant in my quest for tolerance, no. If you're talking about, am I one of those like ridiculous extremists who take it too far? No. Do I fight for social justice in the sense that I'm someone who simply wants everyone to be equal and have no discrimination against other people? Yeah. Of course. Toriyama is trash at continuity. I think Super, showed that clearer than anything else possibly could have. Busaga did ruin Gohan. Yeah, I've gone to a fight before, but my last fight was like in middle school. So I've never had a fight in like my adult or semi-adult life. Nah, I'm in school right now. Yeah. I'm taking online classes. Right now, I'm retaking some basics that I didn't do shit in when I first went to school. But I'm doing, I'm majoring in computer programming. Now, I don't accept that old excuse. Fuck that. Like, Super straight up show that the writers do not care. They do not care. The writers clearly show that they do not care. I haven't watched Kai all the way through, actually. So can we agree that Piccolo is the best character? In terms of what? Yeah, I'm still paying off student loans right now. Yeah, it's super commercial now. Like, it's super just about, like, we gotta sell toys and merchandise right now, you know? Oh, yeah, Lead the League, dude, yeah. I saw that first game, and I was thinking about downloading it, but then I saw that the sequel was gonna come out, so I was like, oh, I'm just gonna wait till this Blaze comes out, then I'll probably get that. But yeah, it looks super fun. I want to get it for sure. Why is TN underrated to you? I'm not disagreeing, I'm just curious what your reasoning is. Welcome back, Capture Code. Of course I saw Last Jedi. Dude, I did a Last Jedi review. And that's actually the first movie review I ever did on this channel, was The Last Jedi. Dude, just type the joke. Just type it. There was 84 filler episodes? Really? Goddamn. Oh, I missed it, dude. I'm sorry there's 115 people in here, dude. It's easy to miss shit. I'm trying my best. That's amigos. Hate them. Yeah, I did like I think it's like an over 30-minute video review of The Last Jedi. It wasn't only a bad Star Wars movie. It was a bad movie. It was just actually a bad movie. I'm sorry. It just was. It wasn't about being subversive and not being like the other films. In its own right. It was a bad movie. What the Jews and Santa Claus not have in common. Alright, but what do Jews and Santa Claus not have in common? Please don't be this. I hope this joke isn't racist. Yeah, Ray beat Luke. Like, Ray put Luke to the ground. Like, come the fuck on, dude. Rogue One, I thought Rogue One was okay. The biggest problem with Rogue One was its pacing for sure. That movie started off so goddamn slow. And it was slow for like 50% of the movie. For the first half, it's actually slow. You're switching locations like 50 times. You're getting introduced to 50 characters all within a short amount of time. So it's weird because like it's rapid pace in terms of all the different locations it's taking you to and character introductions, but it's slow in the sense that the overall overlying story doesn't really kick off until you're already like an hour into the movie. You know? Thought I'm not reading that. I'm not reading that answer. I'm not reading that. I'm not reading that at all. The thing about Rogue One is that the last 30 minutes saved it. The last 30 minutes of that movie saved it. Your joke is pretty fucking awful. I saw Deadpool 2. I didn't think it was as good as the first. So I saw a new Joker film. I actually like his design. Definitely a lot more than the fucking Jared Leto one. Genius of Battle. Honestly, I haven't played too many Mega Man games. The only one I owned and actually like played in its entirety was X. And so I'll say like, oh, that's my favorite Mega Man game. That's the best Mega Man game. But really, realistically speaking, That's really the only one I've really, you know, fucked around with like that, you know? I mean, I play like the Battle.net ones on GPA, but you know, those aren't real Mega Mans, you know. Oh, I thought Deadpool 1 was overrated as well. But I still thought 1 was better than 2. No, I've actually never played Shantae, never been interested. Nothing's... Never make a joke again. Please. More trash, Black Hole 8. I disagree, Dongles. No, I'm not getting Mega Man 11. I don't think all Marvel movies are overrated. In my eyes, the only overrated Marvel movies are Ragnarok, Black Panther, that's probably it. Iron Man 3 is not overrated. People hate Iron Man 3. I hate Iron Man 3. In terms of like reviews that the critics may have given it, yeah, it was overrated. Yeah, for sure. Ragnarok wasn't a bad movie. But I talked about this in the last live stream. It wasn't a bad movie. It was a good movie. The problem I had with Ragnarok was that it just abruptly changed Thor's personality. Like, he was a completely different person. And the first time around that I watched that movie, it was jarring to me. And the movie relied more on comic relief and comedy more than actual superheroing. Superheroing. I said superheroing. Superheroing. You know what I mean? Yeah, Dark World. The first two Thors were garbage, dude. Garbage. No racist jokes in the stream, please.
Newsflash, bitch!
Black Panther. And when I say Black Panther's overrated, I'm not saying like it's like severely overrated. It's overrated to maybe like a small or moderate degree, I'd say. It's still a good movie. Black Panther was still good, but definitely overrated. Because you had some black people out there, oh my god, the whole cast was black, 10 out of 10. You know, type deal. I was like, guys, calm down. Don't get me wrong. You know, I appreciated what Black Panther was, you know, as far as, you know, the celebration of the culture and whatnot, you know, and stuff like that. But don't let that just, you know, set your whole entire opinion and thoughts on the movie, right? I thought the first Thor, I didn't even think the first Thor was okay. But Capture Code, thanks to the $2. Thoughts on James Gunn? I'm actually really excited that he's over to the DC side now, because, you know, DC needs writers who already have proven track records with superhero characters. So hopefully James Gunn marks a trend amongst DC. Like, I feel like if the next Suicide Squad is like really dope and highly successful, DC might start looking into other people who have written Marvel movies and get them over to their side and do some work for them. Yeah, Black Panther was good, but black people definitely overhyped the fuck out of it. For sure. And then on the flip side, though, you have people that are like, Black Panther was trash. People only liked it because people were black. Like, no, like both extremes are wrong, right? It wasn't trash and overrated because people just were excited it was black, and it wasn't good because the whole cast was black either. It was just a good movie. It was just it was okay at the very, very least. It definitely wasn't a below average movie. So excuse me, just got done eating. At the very least, it was okay, but it was a good movie for sure. Do I think he should have been fired? Let me say this. I don't think anyone should be fired for something they said years and years and years ago, especially when it's considered, especially when the context is clear that, they're just being, they're joking or just being edgy, right? Like, of course he didn't mean the shit that he said. Now, if they said some shit years ago, but that you've also seen him act upon that behavior, or he said similar things along those lines, in recent times, okay, right? But like James Gunn said himself, like, he doesn't even talk that way anymore because he realized that talking that way was wrong, so on and so forth. So it's like, why punish someone for something they did, like, 5 fucking years ago? Now, if it's like a murder that someone got away with, right, or something like that, like, okay. But I don't think he deserved to get fired. Now, with that being said, though, I understand why he did. Because that whole the whole pedophile party, it wasn't like it was like a whatchamacallit, it wasn't an actual pedophile party. Let me make sure I make that clear. It was like a parody. It was like a Dateline parody party that people saw pictures of him at, where people were dressed up as like priests and pedophiles, and some people were dressed up as little kids, whatever. Those photos got out. Well, they resurfaced because those were photos he put up himself years ago, right? And so for that reason, I understand why he got fired, because you got to remember, Marvel is owned by Disney now. Disney is one of the most recognizable, kid-friendly companies in the world. Even if you want to argue that James Gunn didn't deserve to get fired, you can understand why a company like Disney would fire him, right? Like, I can't necessarily disagree with their decision based off of that specifically. You know what I mean? So, did he deserve to get fired over the tweets? I don't think so. But the tweets in combination with those pedophile party pictures, I can understand why Disney did that. I can't really get mad at them for that. Those are my thoughts on James Gunn being fired. I'm sure James has already done most of the groundwork for Guardians 3, so I still think we'll get a good Guardians 3 movie. Hopefully, I forgot the dude's name who's taking the movie over, kind of, doesn't try to be an asshole, but like, this is my movie now, and I'm changing this and that. He tries to keep it to Gunn's, original vision. I said they're one of the most recognizable kid-friendly companies in the world. I didn't say that they are the most recognizable, although they probably are, if you think about it. One Piece or Naruto? I've always been more of a One Piece guy. I just hate how long One Piece has dragged on, and I hate One Piece pacing. It is so incredibly awful, and I hate it. I love One Piece, but the pacing is god-awful. There's no reason why it needs to be this long. They need to end this shit, man. They need to end it. That's on Logan. I thought Logan was amazing. That was a great movie, and I hope they do more Radar superhero movies in the future. I don't even think I watched long enough to get to all the fusions, so no. Yu Yu Hakusho, my favorite anime, actually. My top two are Yu Yu Hakusho and Hunter x Hunter. Yeah, I saw Venom. Dude, see, YouTube is tripping, man. I know YouTube is not sending... I mean, not that this is anything new, but YouTube does not send people their fucking subscription notifications. Either that or y'all just straight up ain't watching my fucking videos. Because I have a Venom review uploaded to my channel. No wonder why my views are slipping, man. It's weird. I mean, the views have always been slipping for like maybe 5 years now on YouTube. But I feel like since I actually came back to YouTube, I actually get less views than when I would put up a video like once every 6 months or something. It's super weird. That's on Keemstar. Keemstar is that streamer, right? I think Jump Force is going to be trash. I don't really care to see... I don't really care to have anyone in that game because the game's gonna be trash. So I'm not gonna be able to play as those people anyways because I'm not buying that game. I'm not playing that game. You guys remember what I said earlier where like I was like, if you want to donate a game to me, it has to be a game I'm at least somewhat interested in playing or willing to play. I would not, if you donated for Jump, I would not play it. I would not allow you to send me the donation for it. You know, like, no, I'm not gonna play that game. That game's gonna be garbage. If you're not Logan Paul on the top 5% of channels YouTube page, so yeah, basically, dude, like my views have hella slipped. Like, I mean, I'm still getting okay views, but in the last 2-3 years, even while I've been gone on hiatus, I would still upload a video, get like 6,000 to 8K easily. If you guys go back to the videos I've just uploaded, they're all ranging from like 3 to 4K. It's just super low. And I'm not counting things like Doki Doki and the Venom review because those aren't like my standard typical content, you know. So I'm not counting those. But like my Nintendo shit is only getting like 3 to 4K now, and it's just like, what the fuck's going on? The moment I come back to YouTube, I get less views coming back. It's weird. You're getting Jump Force to see how Light fights with Ryuk. If I pronounce that correctly. I forgot how to pronounce that. So you can just watch that online. You don't have to spend money to buy it to see for yourself. YouTube changed the algorithm. They have to watch you regularly for you to show in their sub box. Oh, that makes a lot of sense. Capture code with another $2.
Newsflash, bitch!
And a loud ass notification. Appreciate that, dude. Thoughts on PewDiePie? I don't like him. I honestly don't understand his appeal. I don't see what people see in him. I think it's mostly kids that give him his viewership. I can only guess because I just don't see how adults can find him. What's the word I'm looking for? Interesting, invigorating, like, you know, like intriguing. I don't know. My Venom review made you more analytical, dude. If you guys don't want movies ruined for you, don't watch my movie reviews because I'm super analytical. It kind of sucks, man. It's a curse because in the past I used to be able to just... I mean, I can still sometimes enjoy things like Suicide Squad. Like, that movie was obviously stupid and had lots of problems, but I still enjoyed it. But it didn't have, like, these big, blatant, like, editing errors, you know, and stuff like that that annoy me and things of that nature. Yeah, I know he said the N-word. Who didn't know? Who doesn't know PewDiePie said that? When it's furry hunting season, sir, we're not going to be killing people. No, I'm not getting the Zone Enders 2 remaster. I already bought the remaster on PS3. I don't see why I need to buy that game, you know, 3-4 times. Nope. Mario, Path of Radiance is like the one Fire Emblem game I have not played. I know, it's crazy. I need to play it, and I will eventually, but I haven't played it. I know that's crazy. Yo, what's up, Jamal? No, I haven't watched The Wire. My PC specs, I have a 1060, 16 gigabytes DDR4 of course, and a Ryzen 7 1700 overclocked to 3.7. It was 8, but I dropped it to 7 because I had times where my computers would just go black, and I would just have to restart it, and that was because of the overclocking. So Hulk's strength can beat Saitama's strength, but not Saitama's durability. It's hard to compare Saitama to anyone, dude, because he's fucking Saitama, you know? He doesn't have any written, like, limitations, or he hasn't had his full potential, like, explained yet. So you can't really... It's hard to talk about Saitama right now. Brooklyn, I don't have one. I have a Nissan Altima 06 right now, and actually last week I just hit over 200,000 miles, so you guys know what's about to happen. This shit is about to break on me. Yeah, I want to upgrade. I was wanting to upgrade. I would have been able to do it by now. I wanted to upgrade to a 2700X, but then I got fired, and I was like, oh well, there goes the paychecks I wanted to get to upgrade to that Ryzen. Yeah, I love Punch Man too. Like I love that series to death. But people do need to chill on Saitama for sure. I got fired. I got straight fired. Zen 2. Oh, Ryzen 2? Wait for the 3rd gen. When's the 3rd gen supposed to be coming out? What are my thoughts on Wolverine? He's an okay hero. He's not like a personal favorite of mine or anything, but he's cool. One thing I've always, well, I really can't say it's about Wolverine, but one thing I've always disliked regarding Wolverine is how, like, in the cartoon shows and stuff like that, he can't ever actually use his claws because they're not allowed to, like, show blood or stabbing, right? So anytime Wolverine actually hits somebody with his claws, it has to be like a robot or some shit, right? But in any, you know, PG or PG-13, you know, show or movie or whatever, you can't ever see Wolverine just actually cutting people's heads off and shit like you should be able to see him do. That's why Logan for me was like a breath of fresh air, because like finally I get to see Wolverine decapitate people, right? Because since he's a hero, you know, you got to make him all kid friendly, and you know you can't show stabbing and blood. And Logan finally gave us the Wolverine that we know. You know, like Wolverine doesn't give a fuck. He will stab somebody through the fucking head. You know. Yes, I did know that. Yeah, I'll be streaming some games a little later. Yeah, it was for attendance night. I had to take like 2 sick days within like the first I think it was like the first week or 2 weeks that I got there, which is like really, really bad. And then I was also missed the day because of my car, and I was late like 2 other times because of my car as well. And normally that wouldn't get you fired there, but because I was a new, I was a new employee, I had to go through that, you know, certain amount of time period before I was allowed to, you know, take more days off and shit like that. But yeah, I got fired, and this is really out of my control. What game am I having the most fun with at the moment? That's a good question, because I have Soul Calibur. I've been playing Black Ops. Of course, I'm always playing Overwatch. DBFZ. I started playing Octopath again because I actually need to finish Octopath. There's Valkyria Chronicles 4, which I need to finish as well. Out of all those games, I probably have the most fun on probably Valkyria Chronicles. Soul Calibur, it's way too hard for me to get a match in Soul Calibur right now. Black Ops, the map design is still typical old school COD where anyone can be behind you at any time. Oh, I'm always playing PM. I mean, PM goes without saying. But as far as like official games go, yeah, probably Valkyria Chronicles. Guys, Farm Artist just asked if I play Overwatch competitive. Yes, sir, I do. And if you are into Overwatch competitive, make sure you follow me this way over at my Twitch, because I stream that shit all the fucking time. The highest rank I've been to is Masters. I probably could have been past that by now, but every single time I would get Masters, I would kind of just get busy in life, and I wouldn't have the time to maintain Masters, you know? I really hate the decay in Overwatch. The decay is super dumb, and it needs to go away. The decay should only count for people who are in the top 500. If you're outside the top 500, you should not suffer decay in that game. MNF Club. I don't know what that is. Thoughts on Avatar: Last Airbender? Do you think the movie and Legend of Korra ruined the franchise? I didn't think Korra ruined the franchise. I think, don't get me wrong, I'm well aware of the issues that Korra had, but I still thought Korra was solid at the end of the day. Particularly seasons 1 and 3. Seasons 1 and 3 were great. 2 and 4 were like the weaker ones. But no, I didn't think Korra ruined the series. No, Avatar is good enough to where even a follow-up series that had 2 bad seasons or mediocre seasons couldn't ruin, the legacy of the first, because Avatar was just way too just legit. The movie didn't ruin it either, because the movie was just so bad and it was just so off source that people don't make that connection, like, oh, this is the Avatar: The Last Airbender movie. No, people don't really think
Newsflash, bitch!
A Payday Junkie with another $2. Thoughts on Omega Loser? Heard you had beef. No. If you ever see Omega say me and him have beef, he's messing. Me and Omega have always been friends. I know that guy in the real. I've met him in the real. Me and Omega don't have beef. That guy's a fucking idiot, man. Yeah, I would like lower engine for Smash. Jonathan, answer your question. Decay in Overwatch is if you don't play a certain amount of games within 7 days, within a week in Overwatch, your SR, which is your ranking, will actually drop. So they do that so that way they keep you having to play the game to maintain your rank, and it's stupid, honestly. Now, season 2 was somewhat redeemed once they introduced the Avatar wand stuff. That's when it got really good and interesting. But up until then, it was really, really badly paced and kind of boring. No, I have not met Antonio in the real. God damn it, we're not about to talk about this. Yeah, but yeah, last Airbender, yeah, it's fire. Dude, I've been playing like horror games, since it's like, spooky season or whatever. And I've had more jump scares from my sub notification on Twitch, which is the same one as my super chat notification in here. I've had more jump scares on over here on my notifications than the fucking games I've been playing. Yeah, Korra is definitely solid. I don't see how people can say Korra is bad. You can make the argument that seasons 2 and 4 were bad. But Korra as a whole, no, it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. It was flawed. It definitely had lots of flaws, but it wasn't bad. I enjoyed it overall. I enjoyed Amon. I enjoyed Zahir. Yeah, the Torna DLC is really good. I need to finish that too, man. Like, my gaming completion rate is really fucked up right now because I had Octopath that I was playing until Valkyria Chronicles came out. I mean, until the Torna DLC came out. Then I was playing Torna, and then Valkyria Chronicles came out. So there's like 3 RPGs that I have unfinished that I'm trying to get around to finishing. Tell everyone about my waifu Yuri. Alright, so my wife Yuri, right? Most beautiful woman in the world. She's ride or die. Sometimes she gets a little angry and cranky. Cusses the fuck out of other females. She might act a little crazy sometimes, but that's only because she loves me, right? Like, that just means it's only because she's down and she feels for me, I love my girl Yuri. That's my wife right there. Yeah, season 3 was dope. Season 3 was definitely dope. Yo, Daredevil season 3, I gotta get around to watching that, dude. I have not watched that yet. I need to. Definitely need to. Kurosami was some like last minute thrown in there. Whoa, what's going on? Bullshit. Like, of course, I have no problems with having gay characters. Of course not. But it's just the fact that there was no hinting towards it. There was no lead up, no build up to it. It just kind of fell out the fucking blue. Didn't make any sense. Kuvera was. I mean, she wasn't a terrible villain. I just didn't like how they tried to do like the whole Korra-Kuvera comparison, like similarities at the end. It's like, what? These characters are nothing alike. But I do agree. Like Kuvera, like she threw hands. Like, that bitch threw hands. Yeah, it was just super forced and out the blue. Nickelodeon versus Cartoon Network. You mean modern Nickelodeon versus modern Cartoon Network? I don't even think I watch anything on Nick right now. What are some Nick shows going on right now? I don't watch Cartoon Network either, really. I mean, my exposure to like cartoons these days are whenever I'm at my folks' place and my nephew's watching something. I think they claimed it was planned, but I think that's a fucking lie. That shit didn't seem planned at all. Yeah, it was just kind of out the blue. Yeah, I have Muramasa. Yeah, I have played that. I don't even know of any modern Nicktoons right now. I mean, outside of SpongeBob, of course. TMNT Loud House. I've never watched Loud House. I haven't watched the new TMNT. Yeah, I would say Cartoon Network for sure. Because while I feel like most cartoons these days are definitely not as good as they used to be back in the day, I will say that I do like Gumball. Gumball's actually pretty fucking hilarious. And I do like Regular Show. I think Regular Show ended, though. But that's one of the more modern shows. So I do like Regular Show and I do like Gumball. Why would she send me that? Why would she send me that? What? Oh my god. No one wanted to fucking see that. Okay, so I have a friend. Who's working with this animal. No, I can't show it. I don't want to show it. Working at this animal hospital right now, and she was telling me earlier today. You know, she assists in like spades and neuters and stuff like that. She's doing like an internship with this animal hospital, whatever. And she sent me pictures of this dog's balls, you know, being like ripped out of it. She just showed me some spayed and neutered pictures, and oh my god, I did not want to see that, dude. Because she's sadistic and she hates me. That is why. Yeah. She tells me all the time how like they be ripping like the reproductive organs out and they be all over the floor and it's bloody. I'm like, why are you telling me this? I love animals. I don't want to hear animals getting tortured. I mean, I know getting your pet spayed and neutered is the right thing to do because, you know, we have an overpopulation of them when it comes to we don't have enough people to, you know, take them. We have a lot of homeless animals and ones we have to euthanize. I get that. But it's like, god damn, like, we just do them so savagely. Yeah, I don't know why the fuck she... I'm about to tell her, don't send me some shit like that again. That's fucking disgusting. Do you guys want to see a picture? I'm not going to show the bloody ball they have on this like napkin. I'll show like the picture of him stitched up. Do y'all want to see it? Please do not do that. Please understand. You don't want to see it. I got one no. I got yeah. Okay, most people are saying no. Okay, I will show you guys. I'll show it from a distance. Let me cover up her number here. I don't know how well you guys can. You can tell from just that distance. It's a gruesome looking picture. Ugh. Absolutely the fuck not. Oh man, wild. Maybe on Twitter. I'm not posting anywhere. I'm not posting anywhere. Don't get demonetized, yeah, right? Let me not get banned and kick the fuck off YouTube. But I think this is the longest Q&A I have done, guys. I'm probably going to have to end it here. I'm not going to be streaming immediately afterwards like I usually do. Because I need to go ahead and hit the gym. So I'll probably be like an hour or two before I go live. Maybe 2. Best Halo game is 2 or 3 for sure. Like, hands down. I don't think anyone would really disagree with that. And YouTube got my strike. What makes you say that, Sonic? I'm thinking about switching gyms though. Like right now I'm at Planet Fitness and I like Planet Fitness, but I might switch membership simply because of my local gym. My local Planet Fitness is like missing some of the machines my other one had. Like back in my old place, and I don't know, man. I can't get the workouts that I want. Like they have machines that are like missing certain muscle groups there. I don't know why, because every other Planet Fitness I've been to, like they've all pretty much had the same shit, but this one has different things. Planet Fitness is $21.99 a month. Yeah, pretty cheap. I think you only have to make like a $10 down payment. When I signed up, I only paid $10, and then that's all I have to pay for that month. And then the next month you have to do an annual fee, which is $45. So it's like you have to pay $21 a month, and then one annual fee, which is of course every year because it's the annual fee. But they have lots of promotions and stuff too, where they offer like, you know, $10 a month and stuff like that. So it's just kind of a matter of when you signed up. Your Planet Fitness doesn't have a sauna? I haven't seen one that doesn't. Holy shit. Yeah, let me see here. See how far this gym is. You guys got any gym recommendations? It's not guaranteed that I'll switch gyms. I'm just thinking about it. Like I said, I like PF. It's just that my local one it doesn't have all the machines that I would like to have there. Oh, that felt good. How do I get the mustache? There's no tips to getting a mustache, man. It's genetics. If you can't grow facial hair, you just can't grow facial hair. Sony is censoring games in Japan? Oh, that's what you meant for earlier. That makes no sense. Sony censoring games? And yeah, they're a Japanese company. You think that'd be like the last people to be censoring shit unless they're Nintendo. Yeah, guys, I think this has been like a 3.5 hour Q&A. So I'm going to go ahead and end it here, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Thank you so much to everyone who has searched by forces devs to censor games in Japan. Wow. But yeah, thanks to everyone who donated and contributed today. Really appreciate it, guys. For those of you who do not know, I am on Twitch almost every night. I wasn't on for like the last 2 nights, but that's really rare. I had a friend over and stuff, so that's why. And I was also doing I had a buttload of homework I had to get done before Sunday night, so that's also the reason why. Yeah, I'll be picking up the streaming again this week. Down there, yeah, twitch.tv/Shokio. Follow me over there. And I will see you guys later. Peace.